special occasion, man.
So I say purpose before loyalty or respect. Consume. The fact, right? That is
well known at that time. People thought that was the first time you saw it. What it good be? Hopefully this is what it should be. This is your boy N.O.R.E.
Hakeem Green, Channel Live and Direct.
And this is a very special drink chat. Let's make some noise! I'm gonna get straight into it. Was brothers, I don't want to say controversy because I believe that's the wrong word. I want to say that you standing on something, right? I'm gonna be honest. I've been down with hip hop, like professionally, me making hip hop for 20 years. And I've never seen nobody take the stance. You stance. I've never seen it. I've seen you, I believe it was Rolling Loud, and you got on stage, you was like, who want to see the next hip hop act murdered? And I was like, oh shit. I was like, crazy. Holy shit.
Yeah.
But it's a legitimate question because sometimes when you're supporting the music, you're supporting that lifestyle, you're supporting that act.
There you go.
And I never really looked at it like that. Like when you said that,
Really?
I never really looked at it like that, you know what I'm saying? And like there's things that I will agree with you with totality, and then there's other things of how your approach. I'm not saying what you're doing is wrong, but how you approach it, I would like to discuss it, you know what I mean, go through it. But what made you take this approach? Because right now you're standing on the island by yourself, right? Not saying this, not people visiting you on the island. You know what I'm saying? You ain't with the golf ball like what's my man name? Tom Hanks. You ain't with Tom Hanks. You got people who visit. You got people like me who support you.
Yeah.
But what makes you? Because this is a bold statement. Like, so what makes you feel so comfortable? Because it's like you're going against the system.
Yeah, if the system is broken, we need people brave enough to go against it.
Right.
And I serve God. I don't serve the system.
Right.
So since I serve God, God is directing me into the system to fix what's broken. So that's why I stand on what I stand on. And the only people that's opposed to it are the ones who are profiting off of a broken system. You hear me?
Okay, so I want to get into specific incidents.
Let's go.
Like with JD.
Who?
JD.
Jermaine Dupri? Let's talk.
Not WWJD, but WWJD.
Believe that, yeah.
But I believe you had a legitimate argument with him, right? A legitimate argument on your stance. But it's kind of hard, right, to say to a person, like, I want you to denounce everything that you did, because that's what makes a person who they are. Sometimes we got a lesson in the 5% that says love hell or right, which means sometimes you gotta love hell to actually come out right, and in order to reach heaven. You understand what I'm saying? So like it's like so many people, like they can't. I don't want to. I think when you say denounce, I think it's a better word that you can use, because it's like, yo, I'm not in that lifestyle no more. But you can. I feel like this is me, and I like your rebuttal. I feel like every individual who's been through things, they've been through it for a reason, and some people don't want to say, man, like I used to smoke crack. Right? But not me.
Right.
Oh,
okay. Hey. We not judging.
My bad, but let's suppose...
Speak your truth. Speak your truth, brother.
But let's suppose... I'm talking about a brother.
Examples.
I'm making up a brother.
We know some crackheads.
That's crazy.
We know some crackheads.
But a guy went through crack, right? And because he went through crack, he might have cleaned himself up, went to jail, and he rehabilitated himself. And then if you say, man, denounce that life, I'd rather see him say, man, I'm not denouncing that life. But look, me doing this, even though it's bad, it led me into the better man that I am now. Do you agree with that?
I do agree with that.
Okay.
The problem in hip hop is people still haven't evolved from that old life that they were living.
Okay.
They still promoting it, and they senior citizens at this point.
Okay, yeah.
We got senior citizens making nursing home music. You know what I'm saying? They're still trying to push negativity and murder music and vagina music. You know what I'm saying? And sell dope to your own people music. That's my problem. When you evolve, I'm gonna be the first one there to applaud you at the finish line.
Okay, now I gotta be devil's advocate.
Yeah.
God's advocate.
God's advocate. Thank you for that. God's advocate.
There we go. Yeah. Trying to advocate for the devil.
My bad. I don't even realize that. Like, you know, but when, sometimes I hear you call it hypocritical hop, right?
Hypocritical hop.
Right? I I believe it's a deeper meaning, right? Because now I look at Nas, right? Nas is one of my favorite first albums. But if you want to Terrier and go through Nas's that first album, I wouldn't say he was glorifying, but he was putting a magnet on street life. He was doing it in such a poetic manner, like how Rakim was doing it, that it might have came across like he was glorifying it. But really, for me, he was describing the neighborhood that I was very familiar with. So me being away, I was away at the time, and when this album came out, like, I couldn't critique it and be like, I'm saying I wasn't on that anyway, but I couldn't be like, man, this is bad. Like, he's describing the hood. He's describing the hood as like, he's making it sound good. But for a person when I was locked away with people, for a person from Brooklyn, they were like, man, they felt like they was in Queensbridge. Like me, I felt like I was revisiting a neighborhood that I already knew. But it was, but I don't think that was glorifying it. Right. But it did have a magnifying glass to it. Is it possible to be both?
It's definitely possible to narrate with a magnifying glass without glorifying, right? Some people glorify stuff and they make it sound like, no, I'm just painting a picture. I'm painting a picture. But if you're making that picture sound extra cool and extra appealing to people, then you're glorifying, and you got to stand up for it. That's just like people love to commit crimes, but they hate to get sentenced. When they get arrested. You feel me? So you want the spoils from glorifying something, glorifying poison to our people, but then you don't want the consequences that come from it. That's the problem with our culture. Narration, we need that. We need to rap about murder, rape. We need to rap about drugs. We need to rap about crack for the crackheads. You know what I'm saying? Like, all that. We need to rap about vagina. We need to rap about sex. All that stuff. But narrate those things. Narrate stories you've seen. Don't glorify the negativity and the evil and the stuff that's gonna get us dead or in jail. And then say, oh man, what's wrong? It's the system that's against us. No, at some point we're against us. That's my point. Is like, that hard to understand?
No. Like, go ahead.
I was with because that was a great example.
Can I say one thing?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Listen, bro.
Absolutely.
Listen, because we done went about 5 minutes. Listen, bro.
Yeah, let's go.
This is, for me, a former middle school teacher from New Orleans and never compromised. This is a I made it moment being on here, brother. You know what I mean? This is a I made it moment, bro. Like, for real. And the only reason it feels good, N.O.R.E, is because I elevated without compromise.
Right.
If I would have had to compromise to get to drink champs, this wouldn't mean nothing. Because that means I'm a sellout, just like half the other people that's selling their soul for elevation. Elevation without compromise. That's what makes this feel so good. That's why I got so much passion.
So I don't know if you know my brother right here, but he's like, to me, a perfect form of balance of positivity. You understand what I'm saying? So I invited him without knowing that EFN wasn't going to be here. I just felt like, do y'all know each other or no?
We just met for the first time. But there's a lot. Y'all just threw out so much that I want to touch on. One is, I got put on to him in 2010 by some brothers from the Nation of Islam. They was like, you know about Dee-1 from Louisiana? Like, yo, I'm telling you, he walking in your footsteps. I'm telling you. So I've been waiting since 2010 to meet the brother. So to see his movement grow, expand, and I told him earlier, standing on principle, not wavering, speaking your truth, pushing, like, because it's a lot about you that I relate to in the way of, I come with the consciousness, 24 hours of peace, stuff like that. Don't nobody want to hear that. That's that bullshit. Kids don't want to hear that. You gonna go over people's heads. Be like, nah, you got to stick to your principles. But there's been times when I felt like, I got to do something different. All right. That's a whole nother conversation. The point you made about Illmatic, I feel the same way about Ready to Die.
I'm Biggie.
Biggie's out Ready to Die.
I just hit my knee, my bad.
I always felt that Ready to Die was a conscious album.
Wow.
Because Big was talking about what he was conscious of.
And then Big actually said he wasn't a street guy. Like, he saw the street.
He saw the street,
That's ill. I never looked at it like that either.
Just when you look at the path of Ready to Die from the top of the album to the end of the album, there's a story of a person. If you just take the rapper as the individual in the story, with his consequences, he's dealing with mental health, he's dealing with suicide, he's dealing with how he did his wife wrong, but he's dealing with all these things that come with living this negative life. I call it niggonometry. The upside down world where right is wrong and wrong is right. And then we're doing wrong in order to survive, but then the wrong becomes our identity. One of the most detrimental terms, I think, to hip hop culture is keep it real. because we're entertainers and we're acting a character, and a lot of it is inspired by real situations, but we're kind of more than the characters we create, and we get trapped by it. You know, so
yeah. Man, you got a lot of rappers who get into the game, and the problem is they don't know their purpose.
Right.
And when I say their purpose, they think their purpose is just make money by any means necessary.
Okay, right.
So here's my thing. When it comes to purpose, an invention cannot know its purpose without being in touch with its inventor. Right? So the cup doesn't know its purpose, but the person that invented the cup knows the purpose, right?
Yes.
The creation can't know its purpose without being in touch with its creator. So for us as people to really know our purpose, we got to be in touch with our creator, and that's God, right? And it's very simple. When you have a relationship with God, you realize, oh, God created me for his glory. So any gifts that I have is meant to be used to make my creator proud. Then it becomes very easy to say, is my creator proud of me making murder music? Where I make it sound cool to murder my own people? Is my creator proud of me making music where I'm glorifying disrespecting women and how much I sold cocaine for? And then the answer becomes no, my creator ain't proud of that. So if people were in touch with their purpose, this would all be way more simple. We've been tricked.
How do we get that same message across, right? Who, for a brother who is, he's conscious, right? But he's not a religious person.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He wants to do right, but he also feels like he's gonna be critiqued because out of all these years, he's been doing this a certain way. And now, but he has to feed his family. Like, what do you say to that brother?
First of all, bro, the dope game is dead. So anybody that's really in it will tell you that. Right. So at this point, if you feeding your family, but you are poisoning a million other families, you just went platinum off of poison. That's not fair. That's selfish.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
And that's what we have a lot of in hip hop. People justify the negativity and the evil that they pushing because they saying, well, I'm making money off of it. Like somebody like, man, I look at somebody like Rick Ross. Right. A few years ago, I got frustrated because I'm like, man, Rick Ross, you are such a boss. You are such a mogul at this point. Now you're practicing willful ignorance. You're pushing negativity, but you know better. I have an issue with that. If you're just a young dude fresh out the streets and you don't know no better, like you said, okay, we supposed to get around that person and try to pour into them. But when I see this type of stuff, I'm like, okay, you're pushing negativity knowing that you're not living that lifestyle anymore, right? And then you get mad when people hold you accountable for it. But if you weren't pushing it publicly, I wouldn't have to oppose it publicly. But when you pushing something publicly, we have to have a counteracting viewpoint, or else people gonna say, well, that must be cool. No, that's not cool. That ain't hip hop. That's hypocritical hop.
And I respect that, right? I respect that. But like everyone still has their personal life, right? Like now just think about it. Just think about it. What I just said about Nas. Like Nas has this perfect album. I believe it was he has a couple of perfect albums, but I'm talking about this one. Now, when Nas goes back to the hood, right? He has the responsibility. To me, he kind of took his care of his responsibility by being that example of like, yo, I made it out of here and I came back. But now there's gangsters on the block who might not. That Illmatic is too old for them, and they're looking at him like, we don't care about your message. Like we might listen to the YNs that ain't claiming no type of message, but this is what they see. I don't feel that they're. Because we all need to know, right? We all need to know. Like sometimes, like when you following a trend and that trend is bad, sometimes you don't know it because you in it. You understand what I'm saying? You in it. You know what I mean? And then if a brother like you comes and critiques me, I automatically get defensive because that's what we have as people. We're defensive people. So you could come to me and tell me the best message ever, right? But the fact that I feel like you're criticizing me, I might throw your message away because this is all I know. And you said, you going above certain people's heads. Like certain people, you can't feed them steak when they still on baby food.
Exactly. That's a great analogy.
It's two things. This story changed my life. I was a middle school teacher in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
And you could they put the gun to your head?
Before that, it's different. I'm teaching middle school. One of my students come in class one day with a tattoo on his arm that said M.O.B. I pulled him to the front of the class. I said, little brother, what made you get that tattoo, man? You know what M.O.B. stands for, right? He looked at me. He said, no, sir, I don't know what it means. I said, then why did you get it? He said because his favorite rapper, Lil Wayne, has that same tattoo on his chest. Right? So when I noticed this, I said, man, these rappers are more influential than they realize. So what we need is to get to the artists and for the artists to understand their influence. But then once they understand their influence, do they care at that point?
You know what's crazy about what you said? And I just wanted to have a quick rebuttal real quick. Lil Wayne might have a tattoo of his favorite artist. You understand?
He probably does.
How that trend work, like,
probably
you know what I'm saying?
I'm sure he was inspired by Pac. He was inspired by Pac
or
and
Missy or something like that.
Or Baby and Slim. You got Baby and Slim.
Out there?
Yeah, please.
I told Wayne to name his album The Carter.
Wow.
Yeah, selling them weed.
Wow.
So in terms of who inspires who, like me coming from my background, former school teacher, conscious hip hop, you would never think I would have that type of connection to Lil Wayne.
Wow.
I told him to name his album The Carter. And serving him the madism, bro. He's like the Carter. Why the Carter? I'm like, you ever see New Jack City? Like, yeah. I said, well, they Cash
you knew
Money.
That was his last name at that time? You knew that was his last name?
I knew it was his last name.
Okay.
Yeah. I said, they sold the Cash Money brothers sold all their work out to Carter. He was explaining to me how he's responsible for a lot of the creativity of the other members of Cash Money. So at me processing it, I'm like, well, you're responsible for the work. You should name your album The Carter. Yo, Keem, why you the Carter? That's my last name. But Carter said, yeah, he sold all the work out to Carter. Yo, Keem, Keem, I think you on to something. And 6 albums later, you would never think that come from somebody.
Conscious that inspired that.
That's a perfect example. I'm cutting you off because that's a perfect example, right? I seen Lil Wayne grow, right? I've seen him actually grow from the kid that was just saying, you know, bling bling to all that to becoming a skateboarder. Now that is growth right there. Like when he became a person to be who he wanted to be, he became something that was totally didn't represent the streets.
But his music still represented the streets.
You know, I will give you that. I will give you that. But his image didn't. So to me, I felt like that was a part of being positivity because, like, you had Pharrell, you had, I don't want to say Lupe. I think Lupe came a little bit later. But other than that, you had people who wasn't dressing like the hood no more. They started pulling up their pants. They started and maybe that's a little part of the Lil Wayne gave the game and that was like positive and then went over our head, but I seen the image change and I seen how people started to dress. They started to dress like Wayne.
Yeah.
And then all this cheetah print came out and different colors.
Taking chances, rock and roll, rock star kind of to image to
it was, yes, the rock star, and what I'm saying is it wasn't gangster. It was still hip hop, but it wasn't gangster. And if you looked at his partners at the time, you got me saying partners. You looked at his partners at the time. You got BG still dressing the same. You got Ruby still dressing the same with the same message. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, to me, I seen the growth in Wayne, but like a lot of people wouldn't see that. So like,
I saw it as well. I used to memorize Lil Wayne's lyrics and go spit them to my little sister in our house. She didn't know who Wayne was, and she would think that this was her big brother David, D-1, that is making these lyrics up, and I would blow her mind. But it was really Lil Wayne's lyrics, right? That's how much I looked up to him, right? Then it got to a point in my maturation and in my manhood when I was in college to where I realized, like, wait, Wayne, you and I went to the best schools in New Orleans. You went to McMain, I went to Ben Franklin. We know better than to glorify the streets. Even if we grew up around that, you know what I'm saying? We are smart. So at a certain point, we need to take that genius that we have and use it to improve our hoods instead of glorifying what's going on in our hoods. And I never saw that level of growth. And it made me be like, dang, bro, I want that level of freedom for Wayne. I want him to be able to say, you know what? I don't have to still rap about lean and killing people. Lil Wayne never killed nobody in his life. He said it in his music. I didn't say it, he said it, right? With that being said, like, let's make that cool. Let's make that cool to be, bro, I just did Rolling Loud. The day after my Rolling Loud show, they had an 18-year-old brother at the radio station, right? When I walked out of my radio interview, and his daddy said, D-1, I need you to talk to my son. We from Philly. He 18 years old. He making all that murder music, talking about killing his ops and all this stuff. I looked at him. I said, bro, how many people you killed in your life?
To the child.
How many people you killed in your life, little brother?
Nobody.
Silence. He ain't say nothing, right? Silent as a mouse. Little brother, how many people you killed in your life? Come on. Nothing.
Nothing.
I realized that this dude was afraid to admit that he has never killed somebody.
Right.
Because the standard for his generation of what's real is you got to catch a body to be real. That's keeping it real. That's real. So that's how paralyzed we are mentally in our community. Hip hop, hypocritical hop, got us thinking, man, I look lame if I say I ain't never killed nobody.
Right.
So then D1 coming along like, hey, let's make a new trend to be like, I ain't never killed nobody and I'm proud of it. That's the new trend.
Which is crazy, but you know who actually made, and this is a part of it. I'm not blaming the whole city. I'm not blaming everybody. You know, it was a big part of it.
I know what you're about to say.
New Orleans. Like, let me tell you something.
Here you go.
I had never really seen people like claim murder, like you know, when I first time went to the New Orleans, just seeing mausoleums, messed me up, like, cause it's like, you know, when you're in New York, you know, you got to kind of like go to the cemeteries, like to see it. Like you can see mausoleums, like
hood, like
that shit was scary to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then not only that, it's like y'all celebrate death.
Yeah, they have a different relationship with it.
So like when that was the murder capital, or when y'all was the murder capital, I was #1 in New Orleans, bro.
Gotcha.
I was out there all the time. Yeah. I knew I had to be careful, bro. I knew I had to. It was certain things, but I had people out there, but still, and I had never seen people, a whole city, like glorify murder. Like I went to see murder in the projects, bro. I went to see him. Like I was like, he's bugging. Like you got to feel like, God bless me for saying this, and I love New Orleans because they embrace me, and there's a lot of Latinos in New Orleans. Like when I was going there, I got to feel those spirits, like those spirits of the dead souls, like still linking around, and in the projects too. It wasn't just the mausoleums and the cemeteries.
Correct.
Like when I walked into Calio, when I walked into Magnolia,
you feel death amongst the living.
That's what oh damn, man! Thank you for making that.
Come on, man. That's what New Orleans is.
That shit fucked me up. Like,
can you go into that though? The death amongst the living is Louisiana culture having that relationship to death.
Yeah.
Right.
Let me tell y'all something, man. The first time I ever felt like a hypocrite in my life, my best friend got murked. He got killed. You heard me? We grew up wanting to be just like the Hot Boys. Just like them, right? So when I saw my best friend turning into a gangster in real life, really jumping off the porch, really committing these crimes, really living that, and then eventually he got murdered, right? I'm at his funeral. I'm a pallbearer. I'm crying at the funeral. But when I get in the car after the funeral, the music that I already had on in rotation was music glorifying murder. And for the first time, with tears in my eyes, I felt like a hypocrite. I froze.
I respect that.
And I said, I'm mourning the death of my friend, but I have an appetite for music that glorifies death. Lord have mercy. Something has to change.
And how old were you when
I was 23 years old. Okay. I had just graduated college. I was a middle school teacher, and I was trying to figure out, do I want to be a rapper? Because my student just got a tattoo that say M.O.B. money over bitches, because his favorite rapper, Lil Wayne, got it. So I'm like, if I really want to be influential, maybe I need to become a rapper. But then if I'm going to be a rapper, am I going to make it? Nobody ever made it from New Orleans with a positive message, putting God first, talking about being educated. So in my head, I'm at an intersection. What am I going to do? And then when that happened, that feeling of hypocrisy made me say, nah, man, I want to elevate without compromising. The rewards of fame and fortune ain't worth it if I'm just putting a message out there that's poisoning my people, bro. And that's how I felt. Why do we cry when rappers die, but we love when they glorify murder when they alive? Why do we say that we love one another, then turn around and backstab our brother? Why do we claim that we cherish our sisters, then disrespect them and call them all bitches? You feel me?
Yeah, I do.
Absolutely.
I had to wrestle with them type of thoughts, bro.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I lived in Miami now 17 years. Okay, hold on. I lived in Miami 17 years. And I can't smell a strip club right now.
Yeah.
I can't go to a strip club. Like, it's just, I outgrew that shit. But
Thank you.
But I'm no, because I'm stop you here. I'm trying to recruit you. I'm recruited. My mind has been recruited. You know what I'm saying? But now if Hot asks me, yo, man, I'm gonna have a birthday party and I'm gonna have it at the strip club. Am I wrong for going to see him at the strip club? I'm asking. And I haven't been in one, I believe, like 7 years.
For sure, because you could be like, Hawk, I love you, but that environment right there, that environment isn't reflective of my current value system. And that's okay. I'm speaking this because I lived through this. I never told this story before.
Okay.
Bro, I was fresh out of being a middle school teacher trying to get on. I had somebody who was really, really, really popping in the business world who I wanted to be my manager. He said, come out to Atlanta. We're going to have a business meeting. Me and my partner drive from New Orleans, drive my 1998 Honda Accord to Atlanta, Georgia. We're going to have a business meeting with this big manager. When we get out there, he said, hop in the car with me. We get in a Bentley, you heard me? He said, yeah, we finna go have a meeting at this strip club.
Magic City? No.
I don't remember which one, right? So watch this. I'm like, oh, shoot, I ain't never been to the strip club before, right? And I'm not necessarily trying to go to the strip club, but at that time, I'm trying to be successful and I'm trying to get on. So in my head, I'm conflicted. Do I go to an environment that's not reflective of my value system? Or do I ignore the environment and say, I'm trying to have this meeting? So I go to the strip club for the first time in life. When I'm in there, I'm like this. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting there, I'm like, yo, I really ain't trying to partake in what's going on, right? But it's all around me. So the first stripper that come over, I wasn't really covering my eyes, by the way, but I was just like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna kind of.
Your heart was
there you go.
Saying, yeah.
So one of the strippers come over to me, and I turn into the dude that's like, hey, baby. What you doing in here? What you doing in here? you got the hustle. You got so much more potential. You heard me? Tell me your story. So next thing I know, she telling me her story. I just had a newborn. I really don't want to be in here, but I come from a broken family, and this is fast money. You heard me? So I'm like, wow. I'm like, they got the wands all around. I'm thinking I actually need these wands not to throw at her booty. I need these wands for gas money to get back to the Wallet. You heard me? That's what I need these ones for. So I'm thinking, I'm like, all right, cool. I'm not going to throw these ones at her. That's going in the gas tank. But what I am going to do is form a friendship with her. I'm proud to say that years later, man, she hit me up on Instagram. Dee-1, I'm not stripping no more. I remember that conversation we had.
Okay, but hold on.
That's a round of applause, man. Why did it take so long to clap, man?
I had a rebuttal because now, like I said, I'm born and raised in New York City, right? I used to come visit out here, but I wouldn't visit out here. I would just be doing everything that they doing. I never really lived out here. But when I started to live out here, I realized that this is a part of their culture. Like some people, I'm not taking up for the strip club people, but some people, they don't look at the girls. They go, they smoke some bud, they probably throw a little thing, but this is their environment. I had never seen that in New York. Like, if you went to the strip club, you were corny in New York at one point. And if you threw money, you were even cornier. If you ate at the strip club, you were super corny. You used the bathroom there? Oh my God. Like, it was, all that shit was taboo to me.
Weird.
Then I came out here for the first week, I broke every fucking rule. I did because I became, my environment was out here. Because remember, I wasn't living out here. You know what I'm saying? So, like, what do you say to the guy that, you know, his father's father brung him to the strip club? You know what I mean? It's a generational thing. Out here in Atlanta, that's why you going against Atlanta. Right. That's why I said you on the island by yourself. But when you see people visiting. But what do you say to the people that's in Miami, like, their father's father's father was at the strip club. They don't look at it like how you look. They don't look at it like the derogatory woman because, I got another part to that, but what do you say to that guy?
I say, if I have a white friend and he's like, my father's father used to lynch slaves, Dee-1. That was my father's father. That wasn't me.
That's great.
So are you prepared to say that they were wrong for that, and you say, I ain't finna lynch none of my black friends? Are you? And I would expect him to be like, man, heck yeah, I ain't finna do none of that. You feel me?
Yes, I agree with you.
That's dope.
I agree with you, but what about that? Now listen, because there's not all negative stories that's attached to the strip club. What about this one girl that has nothing? She has absolutely nothing. She has no father. I'm good. She has no father. She has no moms. She has nothing. And then she goes to the strip, and she's, I see you ain't been in the strip clubs, but there's always that one girl that really is paying college tuition. Yes. They saying that, and they really paying college tuition. They really like, you know what I mean? They really about their life. They're not boning in nobody on the side, but this is what they feel like. This is their only lifestyle. What do you say to that? And then she makes it. And she goes, and she, like that girl that you talking about, she makes it, but she's not denouncing what she did or how she got there. Like,
there's no first grader in this world right now who says, "Mommy, I want to grow up and be a stripper."
Right.
So eventually, financial hardship gets the best of people, and they resort to stripping.
Okay.
So what I would say is that as men, we got to step up to the plate and be like, "Yo, we need to stop taking advantage of women who are in a financial hard situation to say, oh yeah, I can help you financially, but in return, you gotta get naked on that pole and bust it open for me."
Right.
I feel like that's our fault. And all these rappers who brag so much on how much money they blow in the strip club, if you really respected women, you'll be willing to spend that same amount of money to give her another means of employment.
Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta push back a little
please.
bit. All right, yeah, so it's balance.
Balance, go balance.
I don't do the strip club. I've been to strip clubs, I don't really enjoy the environment, right? However, I do understand that when you go to different places, not just here, but around the world, culture is different. I had to be educated coming out here to South Florida where it's hot all the time and that people are scantily dressed, women are scantily dressed because that's just what the weather calls for. If you new to that, you might be like, oh shit, shorty got a fat ass. But with people who grew up around this, it's like
Miami people is nothing.
It's just not the same thing. Unfortunately, because of the world we live in, the sexuality, there are 1-year-olds whose goal is to be strippers.
Yeah,
1-year-old?
Excuse me.
First graders. Sorry. I disagree, brother.
I mean,
come on, man.
Unfortunately, it's might be rare occasions. There might be exceptions to the rule, but I've seen stories of first graders, second graders, third graders looking up to their mommy. Their mommy's on the pole, and they mommy, I want to get up on the pole. I saw Snoop not too long ago.
He had a stripper on stage.
He stripper on the stage, and the baby was on the stage. And everybody was cussing him out. Homegirl was like, the stripper was like, that's my child. Unfortunately,
Wait, what? Time out?
That was her child.
I didn't see this. I see everything on the internet.
Did the show, he bring the strippers out, and homegirl was on the pole.
Yeah.
And the baby might have been like, I don't know, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, young kid. Okay. And the baby was on the stage, not stripping, just on the stage watching mommy.
All right.
So everybody was criticizing Snoop for having that go down and criticizing the young lady for stripping. Homegirl was like, that's my child.
All right.
Right.
All right.
That said, unfortunately, American capitalism breeds exploitation in all of its forms. The sex industry is American capitalism exploiting the sexual nature for human beings. It just is what it is. There's a market for it. There's money to be made. It's the American culture that breeds that, not so much hip hop culture. It's just that whatever you do to American culture, black people gonna put it on 10.
Yeah. You know what I read on the comments with Big Bang? And I believe Big Bang said this to you. That's his name, right? Big Bang.
Bang. Right?
All right, cool. And they said, why does it feel like you just critiquing your people? I know. I want you to answer this.
Yeah. I was about to respond to what Hakeem said, and
okay. Go ahead.
Listen, brother.
Go first.
Nobody is bigger than the program.
Right.
American culture is not the end-all, be-all of this world.
No, it's not.
Nor is black culture, nor is white culture, nor is hip-hop culture.
Right.
It's God.
Right.
That's the start and that's the end. You heard me? That's the alpha, that's the omega.
Right.
So with that being said, I don't care what any culture is doing. I'm not loyal to it if it's going against what the word of God says.
Right.
So that is why it's easy for me to say, oh, D1, why are you bucking the system? Or are you just trying to be different? No, the problem is that being different is looked at as a bad thing, but sometimes being different just means that you're more courageous than the people who are just following what's been wrong the whole time.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So I don't have a problem being different as long as I know that different is right in God's eyes.
Right. Okay, so there's two things. And I agree with everything you just said. It's just understanding.
Right.
If we really want to help people come to a different place, right, it's understanding where they're at. Like, understanding the mindset of the person you're trying to uplift. In order to pick the baby up, you got to bend down to the baby's level. Our problem is we be on the floor with the baby rolling around. We forget to stand up. Right? Okay.
I like that.
Strength. There's no question that you're a strong brother. People confuse what real strength is. And the fact that you're pushing back against the system and you're staying true to principle. Speak to the strength of what you do.
All right. Let me tell y'all something, man. This is what I struggle with. Every day I struggle with balancing. How can I love you while effectively opposing what you're promoting?
Okay.
I gotta love you the whole time. That's the strength part.
Right.
I want to be in community with you, but I gotta oppose what you're promoting to our babies. You feel me? And that's the tough part is people want you to be one or the other. Either you're a hater or you love everything. And it's like, no, there's nuance to it.
Yes. Right.
You can love people. So for me, D1, if you got a problem with the system, why you got songs with BG, with Juvenile, with Boosie, with all these people? It's because I love these people.
Yes.
And I love them so much that I want to help pull out the best of them.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah, I noticed when I hear those songs, their approach to the music is different. I noticed that.
You feel me?
I noticed that.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So that's what's going on right now that people have an issue with, bro. You asked me a question about with Bank. He said something. What was it?
No, it was that people have been. He said it to you, but then I looked at the comments and it was like, how come it seems like if you want the world to be better, how come it seems like you're just attacking your people?
So
you know
first and foremost, I'm a rapper, right? So I'm immersed in the rap game and hip hop culture all day, every day.
Beautiful.
Therefore, I have a special love for us. So if some people say, hey, I'm gonna fix the problem from outside, and some people say, I'm gonna fix the problem from inside. We need both type of people.
Absolutely.
I'm the type of person that's like, yo, let me deconstruct what's wrong on the inside of this, because I'm in community with us every day. So let me not be around us, but be like, I'm just going to talk to the corporate system. No, I'm around y'all. I got your phone number. I can hit you up and really be in community. So that's why. So we want to be able to celebrate the foolishness, the ratchetness, the wretchedness, the evil, but we don't want to hear any level of accountability or consequences that come from it.
Right.
That's whack, bro.
That's very whack.
Listen, bro. I'm not crazy, right? I'm just bold and I love God. Are we tired yet, bro? When you get up in the morning and you look on Instagram, what's the headlines in hip hop from yesterday? Drake sleeping with Sauce Walker's baby mama or something like that. Jay-Z getting on stage at the Roots picnic and dissing 9 or 10 people, right? If he didn't diss those people, nobody would probably be talking about his freestyle. That's not Jay-Z's fault because that was bars. But it shows you what we have an appetite for. Low level, low vibrational content.
Absolutely.
Who are you dissing? Who died? Who got killed? Young Dolph's killer got paid $500 to kill this man?
Come on.
And that man said, I didn't even know Young Dolph. I feel stupid. You know what I mean? In hindsight. This is the norm for us. The hair on anybody's arm don't go up. We don't get goosebumps when we read these headlines because we're desensitized to stupid foolishness. Are we tired yet or no?
And how old are you?
I'm timeless, brother.
Okay.
I don't have an age. I'm timeless.
I'm going to give you something, right? There was a time where FOI, for our people, the FOI was like one of the most positive things that we could have in our community. But you had to drop the drugs. You had to work out every day. You had to you know what I'm saying? Like you had to be a strict Muslim, right? By that, they would recruit 40, 50 people, and they would be losing 25 of them because everyone felt they couldn't keep up with the righteousness. So because of that, there's a brother named Clarence 13X. And Clarence 13X is the leader. He's one of the people who discovered the 5%. What he discovered was I can't talk to my people sometimes from up here.
Yeah.
Because that's what the church was losing. The church was holier than thou at that time. You know what I'm saying? And the church was losing people like, man, you got to be there every Sunday. You got to have that plate. And they wasn't going to the streets. So with Clarence going from church and then an FOI, then he said, you know what? I'm going to go to the babies. I'm going to go to the people in the community, but I'm going to talk to them and I'm going to be amongst them like that. You understand what I'm saying? Because like I said, FOI, to be down to FOI, you had to have a bow tie on. You had to be clean cut. You had to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning or whatever. You had to, I believe they was praying 5 times a day. Don't quote me on it if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But then it was that happy medium where a brother said, you know what? We losing the people in the projects. People in the projects want to be righteous, but they don't want to wear a bow tie. They want the message you got. They just don't want it that way. They don't want to be critiqued. But he found that healthy medium. And at one point, New York City was 5% out, and it was like the least amount of crime there was because people want this information you got.
Yes, sir.
People want this. Like you said, there's no one that wakes up wanting to be a stripper. In real actuality, there's no one who wants to be a killer neither, unless they was taught that. Like how we just broke down that example, they had to be taught that in some way. But in my approach with you, and we still gonna do quick time Islam just with no drinks. So we'll still do.
Hey, I have never. Listen, I have never had a drink in my life, but I would be willing to drink today if.
Okay, shit, I wasn't gonna drink.
Listen. Hold on. If you could do like Jesus and turn my water into wine. If you could turn my water into wine. That's the only way I drink.
We good, but let me get back to my. So that's what I think. Like is for you is, I believe your message to JD, and I want to speak about Zeno too. I love how you rebutted with "I love you." You know what I mean? But you know, it's kind of hard for a man. I believe you say he's 56 years old or something like that. He's dated Janet Jackson. He's got all these Grammys. He's got all these. He's made child stars into real moguls, like repeatedly. And then here goes this guy from New Orleans, critiquing him. Where it's like, that's why I wanted to use the Clarence X thing. It's like, yo. Clarence didn't come and critique him. Like if the brothers was smoking weed, Clarence would say, man, you know, you ain't got to put the weed out. You know what I'm saying? Clarence, if they were, you know, drinking 40s, Clarence would be like, man, you ain't got to put that shit out, but I'm gonna teach you this way. You know what I'm saying? And he gravitated to a lot more of the hood, and that was needed at the time. And I'm gonna say that to you. I say, like, when you have these rebuttals with some of these rappers, that's the reason why. I don't think they're outright saying, fuck your message, D-1. I think they said, man, D-1, man, you're D-1 and this is Jermaine Dupri. Like,
so?
No, but I believe there's a happy middle.
Happy middle?
Yeah, I believe there's a happy middle because you know why? We are the most easiest people to negotiate with once we're on the same level. Once we're on the same level, we were on the same accord, it's not hard to negotiate with your brother. It's not. It's just, I feel like if they feel like they're being attacked, that's exactly what you could. Like I said earlier, if you could attack somebody with a correct message, and the fact is, they used to eating porridge. Right. And you just gave them lobster, and they can't even finish that meal.
Brother, we talking about people that's 56 years old. People that's 60 years old,
guess what?
bro.
He might have never got this message. And you got to give it to him.
Well, you going to learn today.
Yeah.
You heard me? You going to learn today. In the most loving way.
You going to learn today.
In the most loving way, though, bro. And the only reason I'm going public with stuff is because you're pushing this stuff publicly. So now I care about how you...
When did he push?
He went on a whole media run, a whole press run to promote Magic City documentary that he was a big part of.
Freaknik.
No, it was Magic. It was Magic City.
Oh, I thought it was Freaknik.
It was a Magic City documentary.
No, I'm bugging out. That's Uncle Luke.
There you go.
Freaknik,
and then he was putting out an album after, like, I want to restore the feeling of that culture in Atlanta when the strip clubs was popping and all this stuff. So I'm watching this take place, and I'm watching him brag on, hey, I spent $10 million in Magic City. I spent $20,000 a week every year for 10 years or 20 years, whatever the numbers was. First of all, he was lying. It's cap. But second of all, even if it's not cap, it's stupid. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And my thing is just like, bro, I'm saying this only, not because you did it, but because you're bragging on it when you're almost 60 years old. And that is the part where if everybody's like, I'm going to look like a hater, guess what? I got something for y'all.
I see your hater shirt.
I got, don't trip, huh? I am a hater, you heard me? I hate anything the devil loves. I hate anything the devil loves. What size you wear, man?
I'm large or extra large.
Yeah.
But I
medium.
I wanted to ask you that. I actually got that written down in my notes. Yeah. You said you hate everything the devil loves.
That's all I hate. Do you think the devil loves
God?
Strip club?
I think the devil loves God.
You think the devil loves God?
Yep.
But I think that if the devil loves God,
the devil is from God.
If the devil loves God, okay. If the devil loves God,
we going there.
Then what about the devil? What does the devil love more than God?
Don't know, but I know that what I mean by the devil love God is he's doing the exact opposite of God.
He loved God so much that he got jealous of him. It was like, dang, I actually want to be you. You know what I'm saying? So that's the problem with a culture where we build this culture on hip hop, ego, competition. Rap is a blood sport. Stop.
Wait. Hold on a second.
Go ahead, bro.
That's America, right?
Yeah, that's not just
that's America.
Like
American capitalism is the culture that we live in, period. That begins with slavery, where old white men would sit back and make black bucks fight each other in battle to the death. That's been inbred in us. That's why can't nobody else have nothing but me. I'm the best. Only how Ice Cube say it, MTV Avenue, nigga, next year. It can only be one motherfucker. So we don't grow up thinking community. We don't come up thinking community empowerment, self-empowerment. We come up, how am I gonna tear you down? It only be one black man in the room, and that hip hop with the rap, that's just the artistic form of that form of thinking. That's not hip hop culture.
That's hypocritical hop.
That's hypocritical hop.
And let me tell y'all something, bro, and I love you, bro. I disagree though, right?
Okay.
Because in New Orleans, I grew up in a war zone.
Yeah.
But in my house, it went from a war zone to a love factory.
Right.
Because of my parents and because of how they raised us.
Right.
So I know that you could be around something and immersed in something, but you can carve out your own little piece of paradise. So that being said, all the problems that we have with America as black people, let's stop making excuses when we don't want to be accountable for what we're doing. At this point, bro, we are the ones who are choosing to make murder music cool and normal. We are making strip club culture cool and normal. And there's people who are saying, yo, this ain't right and it don't have to be this way. But we label them the outcast. And we just need a small minority of people that's like, yep, I don't mind being an outcast. Because at the end of the day, y'all are gonna wake up when death come knocking at your front door, when your best friend get killed, when your son died. You feel me? So that's the problem, bro, is we want to protect this culture. It's called black protectionism.
Right.
It means anything that's black, if it's black owned, it can't never be wrong.
No,
but that's not the case,
true,
bro.
But I want to give you a case. Like another positive brother I speak to, like I speak to Hawk, I speak to Talib, and I speak to David Banner.
Oh, I got a story about Banner.
I speak to David Banner.
That's my brother. That's my
and David
brother.
Banner,
powerful.
David Banner is one of the most. I love building with him. I love speaking to him. But he also has strip club records. He has records that is catered to the strip club. Now, when they hire David Banner, I can guarantee you he's going to do one of those strip club records. Now, does he mean it? Does he stand on it? Or is he supposed to say, hey guys, I'm not on this no more? He can. Or he can just say, I just did the record and go on. I feel like he's a great teacher, so he doesn't have this excuse. But everybody is not as articulate as you, but David Banner is. But what if he's like, man, yo, listen, man, I did this record with Pimp C, I did this record with, you know what I mean, Lil Flip, I did this record with such and such, it's a hit, it represents this, I don't represent that no more. But by him even performing it, is he wrong for that?
There's life and death in the power of the tongue. That's Proverbs 18 and 21. So even if we say, yo, this is my past, I ain't doing this no more, but I'm still gonna push this out there. I'm gonna put this energy in the atmosphere, right? Doing these type of songs that's glorifying murder, glorifying strip club culture, whatever, there's still power in that because there's spirits that exist in these words that we saying.
Right.
So
like me recently, I recently just said, I told y'all, I don't know if this was off camera, I had a show in Brooklyn.
Off camera,
I had a show in Brooklyn. And I looked, it was Spanish, it was black, but then there was a couple of white people. And I consciously did not say the word nigga. Like, I consciously, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't want to be like, y'all niggas want to fuck with me, but that's in my lyrics. And these are the shit, but that's not what I would like. I'm sorry, like.
So you censored yourself. You censored yourself
on purpose. Yes,
you a gangster. You a gangster.
I mean, I tried as much as I said because I used to say nigga a lot. So like, but I'm conscious of this. Like when I hang out with my rap friends and we're sitting around and we're in an expensive restaurant and they saying, hey man, nigga, and I'm like, yo man, just look at us. We look crazy. Like we're successful men and we saying nigga. So I've been starting this movement. There has not been one rapper who said, yo, N.O.R.E's right. I went online. I went online and said, yo, I'm gonna stop saying the word nigga. Now, have I completely stopped? Nah, I haven't, but I'm trying.
Your intentions are pure and they right, bro.
But I'm on the island by myself.
Come on, you're not by yourself. I'm your teammate. I got two things to say. One about David David Banner.
Okay.
I just signed my record deal. I'm with RCA Records.
Okay.
I'm fresh out of being a middle school teacher. Just signed a big record deal.
Wow.
Man, feeling like my life changing. So I'm about to put my first single out. It's called Against Us. I'm like, man, I need a big feature on this thing. I just did a speaking engagement with David Banner at Southern University a couple weeks before. I said, man, I could get Banner. You heard me? He from right there in Mississippi. I'm from New Orleans. I'm going to get Banner to feature on this song. I send the song to Banner. Oh, little bro, I love this song. I got you, right? I'm going to lace this. So I'm in New York. I'm at a Starbucks. And Banner hits me back. I just sent you the verse. So I press play. I listen to the verse from David Banner. As I'm listening, I'm like, oh, you serious? I'm listening. Bro, the stuff Banner saying in the verse, I'm like, bro, this don't go with the theme of the song at all, my brother, at all, right? But this is David Banner. How am I gonna tell him?
Describe that a little better. So he's saying negative shit or something like that?
Oh man, he going off, bro.
Okay.
He going off.
So he didn't know you was a connoisseur?
He knew exactly what I was
doing. You sent him the record.
I sent him the record. He knew it was up. And you know, David Banner is pro-black.
Yes, yes.
All day.
And this record was very the most. It's like he took out his anger towards every slave master in history and said, I'm finna put it on this song. And white people, y'all finna get y'all issue on this song, right? And I'm listening to it, and I'm listening to the words he used. And I'm like, hey, I love this, brother. It just don't fit for this record. But how am I gonna tell him that, right?
Well,
I don't have nothing at the time. So I'm like, do I just say, okay, and we're gonna put the record out? Or do I make this call to a dude that's like a mentor to me and be like, big bro, man, I can't go with this verse, bro. This message that you put on here, right? One of the most uncomfortable things I ever had to do, being a young artist in the game.
Well, he wasn't speaking negative towards black people. He was speaking negative towards you, like you said, like
correct. Towards white people, towards the system. Yeah.
Okay.
Which I'm like, I respect your mindset towards that. Just for this song, like that's not artistic. What the message is on, right?
Right.
So having that convo with him, you know, Banner, man, big personality, strong will. He wasn't just happy to hear what I was saying. So it turned into a back and forth conversation. And I'm walking around the block in Manhattan, just walking in circles while I'm on the phone with Banner, right?
That's crazy.
And by the time we got off that phone, we were closer than we had ever been, because two grown black men that are passionate figured out how to disagree but still love one another.
Yes.
And it made it to where he was like, I respect you. Even if I don't always agree with you, I respect you, because when you stand for something, you're not gonna move off that square. And it's because of your love for God.
Right.
And ever since that day, our relationship been on another level. So a lot of artists in the game, they want to go one way with their talent and with their creativity, but they just find themselves in a space where it's like, well, this is what the people want from me, right? And I got to give people what they want. No, you don't.
Yeah.
We got to have the mindset, I got to give the people what they need. Because they had 100 rappers in Queensbridge. They had 1,000 rappers in New Orleans trying to get on. God chose us. So we got to be different than just saying, I'm a yes man and I'm going to give y'all whatever y'all want. No, I have to pray, meditate, and think, what do my people need so that now my environment can become a product of me instead of me being a product of my environment. You heard me?
That's that strength I was talking about earlier. Like, that's real strength. You know, when you talking to somebody you look up to, a mentor, you know, a successful recording artist, going, hey, listen, this is not the goal of this particular project, and I need you to change your message around. That takes a lot of strength, right? Also takes a lot of strength to not waver and stand on principle, right? So that's
man, I'm gonna tell you something, bro. I've been wondering this for a long time, man. When we talk about the message in our lyrics and the things we say, words live forever. There's life and death in the power of the tongue, right? Do you still have that Cocker Spaniel?
No.
You know what I'm talking about? What made you tell the Neptunes that you had a Cocker Spaniel?
What kind of dog I got? I got a teacup Yorkie. I got a Yorkie.
I just know. I remember being a little kid listening to, hey, yo, we light a candle, run laps around the English Channel. Neptunes, I got a Cocker Spaniel.
Let me break it down for you.
What made you say that, bro?
Let me break it down for you. In Queens, when a person passed away, we light the candle. So if you've ever been to the Bronx in New York City, I said Queens, but it's really New York City. Like, and it's really like a Latino Spanish culture. Yeah. So when someone passes away, we light a candle. I'm so mad. I light a candle. I run laps around the English Channel. You know, the English Channel is the biggest body of water. So that's what I'm saying. I'm super thug. Biggest body of water. I'm running laps around the English Channel. Which years later, I started to be a fucking jogger.
Run channel.
It makes sense.
You just answered that for me. What got you in the running?
Yeah. So run laps around the English Channel, and Neptunes, I got a Cocker Spaniel. Back then, we were calling guns a dog. So a 9mm was a Rottweiler, a 22 was a Cocker Spaniel.
Oh, that was a gun.
4 or 5, yeah. So yeah. So
hey, I thought he was talking about a pet and all these years.
That was my version of a pet back then.
Okay. I'm like, man, this man loves the Cocker Spaniel, man. Like, I'm in New Orleans. Like, what the heck is going? God, no. Okay.
But, even that. I'm glad you brought that up. To me, Pharrell was always a conscious rapper. To me, Pharrell was always, I don't want to say conscious, I want to say he was always the opposite of gangster. He was always the opposite of gangster. And even that, right? Even that. I remember at one point, his manager, Rod Walker stepped to me and was like, can I? Because we had so many records together, and a lot of the records that didn't come out were like real gangster records.
Super hood.
But these were records that he was gearing me towards.
Really?
Like I'm not saying like I wasn't with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I wasn't with it, but what I'm saying is, after we had so much success of us working together, he would pre-work sometime and be like, "Yo, let's do this." Like he got a record. I got a record. It's on the N.O.R.E album. No, not the N.O.R E. What's the other shit that they had? And if you listen, no, but I have a record on his group album. I forget what it was. I think it was with the other dude, and I think it's called "Put 'Em Up." And I didn't even know he was talking about gang shit. It's him. He's talking about, pull the shit up. Yeah. He's like, throw your gang sign, put them up, whatever he was saying. And I'm just sitting there, because I'm not listening to him. I'm just rapping to the beat. And Rod Walker had to tell me, like this was me not being conscious. I'm sitting back trying to make a club record, like another one. We had so much success. I'm just following. I'm not saying Pharrell influenced me in a bad way, but what I'm saying is, like, I don't want to say I had no choice. I wasn't even paying attention. I was just like, I wasn't paying attention to his words. His part of the record was gangsta.
Dang.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, like that's what I'm saying. Like, it was the Neptunes, what? Clones. Okay, what's the name of the record called? Put 'Em Up. I didn't know he was talking, because you know, y'all in the South, you're talking a little,
of course.
Y'all can say it was something where it go off my head. I didn't know he was literally talking about gangs, putting it up.
Wow.
Like that, like when I came to record the record, his verse and his hook was already there. Now me and him have this chemistry where I didn't really listen to what he said, but if you listen to it now, I bet most of the people think that was N.O.R.E.'s idea.
Wow.
Totally. Wow. I bet you, I bet you, he's talking about
understanding.
Yes, I kid you not, it wasn't me.
Understanding who you were or who your character was, right? And then being in a creative space to say, okay, this is what he needs, and to connect it to like the conversation itself. Like what you do, you have to keep doing.
Yes.
Right? We need your message. Undoubtedly, right?
I agree.
But there's a thing with, and there's a thing with understanding, right? Where people aren't put off by the jewel. Right? Unfortunately, this is something else I want to address with you, because I agree with you. Like, we could talk shit about each other and go in on each other and talk about who don't got this and who don't got that, and it's all good. Everybody's with it. Somebody spiritual go, you spiritually bankrupt. Oh, who the fuck is you to be saying, or who the fuck is you? You ain't no, like, how come we can accept critique and challenge when it's on some bullshit, but when it's about elevation and doing what's best for us and our people, it's like, oh, who the fuck is you?
If you, I'm gonna tell you something. If you in this game more than 3 years, you are out of the streets.
Ooh.
I don't give a fuck unless you one of them dumb dudes. Ooh. So what I'm trying to say is, it's a way to deliver that message. You know what I'm saying? It's a way to deliver that message. Like I love that Jay-Z line where like he was like, yo, lyrically I wanted to rhyme like Talib Kweli. All of us did. Once we all got out the hood, all of us wanted to say, yo, I relate to us, Black Power. We all did. Like, it's none of us. But it's like the thing with the Pharrell. It's like, I swear to God, I'm not overselling this story. I really didn't know. I really didn't listen to what he was saying. I was just hearing the flow. And then you know how good producers do. Good producers sometimes might give you say the flow, and they'll go and fill in the words later.
Yeah.
And I don't remember if that happened at that time, but I know that whatever it was, I didn't want to. And had he, not blaming him for real, had he said to me, yo, N.O.R.E, we're going to talk about the autobiography of Malcolm X.
No.
I would have did that.
You would have did it. Yeah. There we go.
One of my favorite songs of all time, hands down, period, point blank. I Love My Life by N.O.R.E.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Hey.
I love my life. I was saying I love my life back then. Hey. Carl Thomas.
So how'd that come about?
Okay,
because that's a different,
honestly,
different message.
Yeah, that was my little conscious rap. Oh,
there we go. Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, that was something. And that's a great question. But that was something that I tried to tell the hood without trying to be conscious, because you got I love my life, and I said sold drugs my life, not sell drugs. I sold drugs. It's in the past tense. Yeah. Well, Carl Thomas said that, but you know who wrote that?
Who?
Nas. That was Nas' hook. And we were ODing. We had Nas on.
Crazy.
We had Nas on Body in the Trunk. We had Nas on N.O.R.E. Story. And we had Nas on I Love My Life. And they were like, yo, listen, we're going to clear one of these motherfuckers. And I realized Nas singing was the same thing that Carl Thomas. So we had reached out to Carl Thomas. Carl Thomas laced it up. And yes, that was a record that I felt like, I didn't know the hood was going to like that, because it was soft. And it was just saying, yo, I love my life. I sold drugs my life. Live my whole life. I sacrifice. These games we play, we live and play. Happy or sad, just live your life. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So I didn't think, I swear to God, I only performed that record when I know where the people was at, because it's so much down. Like, I don't perform sometimes. You know, my record about my father passing away. I don't perform that, but yeah, that was my version.
I was there when Carl recorded his vocals.
Yes. So I know.
You see what's beautiful about this moment is which side of us are we choosing to celebrate?
Right.
When we choose to celebrate the side of us that's putting thought and meaning into our music, that's amazing. Nobody is saying let's cancel this whole person or their whole catalog. It's just saying, bro.
That's where I feel like your message is missing. Because, pardon me for cutting you off, but like, I just want you to know, it's going to be a lot harder for you to convince a whole generation that, yo, what we did back then was wrong. Yeah, even if our message was wrong, it got us to a certain degree, but we can't change the past. We could denounce it, like you said, or we could say, you know what, that's not me no more, and that's cool too. But what we do forward is what you should be judging. That's what I feel like. You know what I'm saying? What we do forward, because now had Jermaine Dupri say, yo, listen.
That's deep.
Like, listen, bro. I'm sorry, but that was strip club culture then,
right?
And now, if he would explain this to you like this, and I don't mean the strip club culture, I mean the non-violence. Because one thing about strip clubs, for the most part, that's the most non-violent place in the world. And I know how Atlanta was at one point. And when Players Club, I believe it was Players Club, with Ice Cube, and that's what it was, right? That was the first one where people started to really hang out in the strip clubs, and some people really wasn't participating in that lifestyle. They were just there because that's the actual club to hang out at. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why I want you to to take heed. I don't think Jermaine Dupri would have said no, young brother. I think he would have been like, yo, you know what? You right. Let me see that now.
Yeah.
But again,
what are you pushing currently? Is my thing.
Now, if he would have said, and I'm currently gonna say fuck that, and I'm gonna do some more, because even Benzino, right? I wanted to touch on that. Right. Even with Benzino, I felt like Benzino was defending him. And then you went back at him, and then that's why I heard Big Bay. He's like, sometimes you be going at people too. and
I'm gonna respond. I'm gonna just say this: if you old and you pushing poison, it's time to get out.
Yes,
because we got brothers in the hood still trying to get out, and we got brothers in prison still trying to get out. Since y'all some senior citizens, I'm gonna make this discount. Y'all been around for a while, so we know y'all names. But y'all ain't never evolved. That's how we know y'all lame. Y'all think it's cool to still come around and show y'all chains. And your money funny, because y'all dummies blow y'all chains. Don't mess it up for these little ones. Gotta point out the fake ones, because we know who's the real ones. People don't want to be humble, so they gotta be humbled. You ain't kicking no game. You causing people to stumble. Stop thanking God for stuff God ain't blessed. The devil elevated you. That's not real success. But you still got time if you start to get the picture. It's best to do it now. If not, death gonna deal with you.
Yeah. I just want you to know, and I believe you said this on a different interview. You said, New Orleans is not just my stomping grounds.
Right. The earth is my turf.
The earth is your turf. And your message is so important that I want you to be aware. Like, you know what? Don't stop, but let's get everybody, because everybody deserves to hear your message. You know what I'm saying? Everybody deserves it. Like I said, I know for a fact, once you make it in hip hop, you're done with the hood. Especially if you got a hit record, you got, lifestyle, you got friends. Like, you can always get money in hip hop. You could always, like, I seen J. Rue the Damage the other day. His passport was this big.
Europe.
You know what I'm saying? He's in Europe killing them.
Oh my God.
He don't care about being over here. So you can get money in hip hop for the rest of your life. And I believe, this is me talking to you, I believe your message is so powerful that it shouldn't be alienated. It shouldn't be just for the people who want to change. Like, it should be the people who don't want to change. But if you approach them like, yo, brother, I just want you to know, like, this, and that. But when you saying like, yo, go back and denounce everything that you did, and it's like, that's the harder mission.
That's hard.
When you could say, yo, you know what? I pointed that out to you, and they could be like, yo, and moving forward, this is what we doing. Like, because that's what I thought. I'm not gonna lie, I know Benzino, right? Mm-hmm. So when I see y'all with the back and forth, like, I knew his message to you. He's kind of aggressive guy, so you probably don't know him. You probably don't know, when he's talking like this, and I know the guy.
Yo, D-1, yo, man, who do you think you are, man? Yo, and I'm like, damn, brother, really?
I think that's that Boston accent. I don't know. It's one that's that Boston, and it's like, he's actually done things in hip hop. He's done things, and I don't think he was coming at you. Mm-hmm. I think that was his bass in his voice. Like, you ever hang out with a Brooklyn person? Mm-hmm. A Brooklyn person will offend you, and you don't even. They don't even know. They're like, yo, Brooklyn, more vocal. You like, yo, wait a minute, homeboy, slow down. Like, I'm from Queens, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it is. And so that's what I want you to understand. Like, I want you to know, everybody ain't against you. And especially the people who disagree with you, they just might need that common ground, or they need to be taught that. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I've been righteous. I know this. I know your message. I know it's needed. You know what I'm saying? I know it's needed, and I know it should. So that's the reason why I'm saying, I want you to be careful. Not like you ain't doing the right thing, but be careful, because I don't want you to be alienating people. You know what I mean? Like, the church is for everybody. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you go to the church, you know what I'm saying? They're not supposed to turn down the crackhead. They ain't supposed to turn down the prostitute. They ain't supposed to turn down the drug dealer. They ain't supposed to turn down even the murderer. They ain't supposed to turn down these certain people. You know what I'm saying? They're supposed to sit there because God's going to heal everything. So it has to be that. It has to be that with you, because you have the chance to do something that never been done. Like, you actually had a strip club song play in the strip club. Yeah. Like, that's a plus. Yeah. A negative strip club.
Anti-strip club song. Playing in the strip club.
Yeah, playing in the strip club. So you got to understand, all right, there's something in life where you just need those little wins. Okay. And those little wins will add up. Like, you get those little wins, and I know it's going to sound like a little crazy, but like, sometimes, respecting your elders is like a good thing. That's not nothing bad too. You know what I mean? Like, I respect my elders. I came up, you said you had a place in paradise in the hood. Well, I grew up with my mother and father. I know how to open the doors. I know how to say please and thank you. I know how to eat with a fork. You know what I mean? Not to say motherfuckers don't know how to eat with a fork, but you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
the right fork at the right time.
My father and my mother been together my whole life, right? My father passed away in 98, but my father had green eyes. He was in shape. He would run every day, and females would come at him. I never see my father flirt. Wow. I've never seen that. Like, I've never physically seen my father flirt or like go with another baby. And the other day, both of my kids looked at me, both my kids that was with me at that time. They said, "Dad, we never seen you flirt." I said, "Oh shit." Yeah. It fucked me up. I was like, oh shit. I was like, I almost cried, so I had to change the subject. Like, get the fuck out of here. Yeah. But that's what I'm trying to tell you is like, so I'm getting back to your point. Like, I had that same like type of paradise in my neighborhood, but I couldn't show it. Because I couldn't go outside and brag about having a mother to a dude that got nothing, that lived with his aunt, that don't want him there because his mother done passed away and his grandmother done passed away. That to the hood would seem like you bragging. When you saying just what you got, I got a mother and a father. I come home at 8 o'clock at night.
Right.
I come home to eat. Like, I had to come with the street light. But guess what? Leroy from the Panama building ain't had that. You know what I'm saying? Steph from Canada building didn't have that. So this is not something, I grew up not knowing how to promote something that was positive in my life.
Right.
But I did learn how to promote, hey man, if homeboy got beat up down the block, let's go over there and ride.
Yeah.
That was more popular. So like, that's why I say that to say to you, like, I understand and I relate to you so much, but your message is too powerful to say it's just for this kind. It's just for the people who want to change. It's for the people who want to change who ain't saying it publicly as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's hard to teach a man who's rich and has a big ego though. So here's the thing. I find myself in a tough position because in hip hop, I want to teach the younger generation and I'm able to reach them with no problem. You know what I'm saying? Fredo Bang, y'all know Fredo Bang?
Fredo Bang.
That was my middle school student. You know what I'm saying? And now I see he's grown to be a hugely successful rapper. Let me tell y'all something. I didn't think that I was signing up to be in a game where I would also be having to teach people that are supposed to be my OGs.
This your calling.
That's the tough part, bro.
You don't get to pick your calling.
Right. So when I'm having to realize that, I got to teach my generation, I got to teach and reach the younger generation, but I'm supposed to teach my OGs.
Yeah.
The tough part about OGs is some of them are DGs.
Right.
Disappointing grown-ups.
Yeah.
Right? So they're not really OGs who you could really have a good conversation with, and man to man, y'all just keep it 100 and y'all are transparent and it's love at the center. You got people that feel like, I'm too rich to even talk to you, Dee-1. I'm too known to even talk to you. And I know this because I went through it with Rick Ross. I went through this 3 years ago when Rick Ross was like, man, who is this little basket head dude from New Orleans trying to talk about the boss? Oh, I give out turkeys. You know what I'm saying? I give out turkeys at Thanksgiving. Yeah, Nino Brown, guess what? You give out turkeys at Thanksgiving, but you feed people poison the rest of the year. You feel me? And it wasn't until I got on Sway in the morning and then they hear, this young brother got a platform and now he's speaking this, then now you listen to me. Me and Jim Jones, we pieced it up since then. We good now, but Jim Jones had an issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, who are you? Who is this dude to even speak my name? You know what I'm saying? Man, I'm a child of God just like you are.
Yeah.
We all are. So I'm not finna tiptoe around people's egos and around people's net worth, because that is what we blinding ourselves by. And we got people saying, as long as you found a way to get paid off of it, then it must be right.
No, but you got to remember, like they say Jesus hung around the poor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you got to hang around the poor. And now, in that sense, that's poor minds of thinking. You know what I'm saying? That got nothing to do with finances. That got nothing to do with finances.
And I could do that. And then
so you rich.
Yeah.
You rich right here.
Yeah.
Don't tell me about another rapper being rich and then they can't. Because if they rich, then they can relate to that mind power.
They relate to that message.
Because I don't know a lot of stupid rich people. I don't know a lot of stupid rich people, so they know right from wrong, and we all know right from wrong because we all got that God in us. We born with it. If it's not in us no more, we took it out ourselves. Or you know what I'm saying? So you got to know that. You got to know that. Like, there's a brother. I'm just giving him. Let's suppose there's a brother right there, and he wanted, but he like, man, D1 ain't gonna fuck with me. I'm drinking. You know what I'm saying? Like, and maybe he like, man, you know what? It's gonna take time to get through to him. You know what I'm saying? But we all want positivity. Don't nobody, because you know what? The example you said earlier, you was like, no one wants to. No one grows up wanting to be a stripper. And then we also said no one grows up wanting to be a killer. What we should have said, all of us. No one wants our children to be that neither. But everybody, but we supposed to be a children. What we call God's children.
God's children. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why that message to me is a little bit like listen to me. I literally listened to you and Big Bang, and I was like, damn, D1, right? And then Baker's like, yo, because Baker's like, and to a certain extent, I really, it's really because, like, you know, when he said, like, we can't prove certain things that's not facts, right? I think y'all was speaking about Jesus, and you were like, well, Jesus. Well, he's like, but Jesus, I think he said to you, but Jesus was portrayed as white. And then you said, but you know this picture ain't right. Mm-hmm. So he said, if they would change the picture to be wrong, why wouldn't they change the story? Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the reason why I'm telling you.
Yeah.
It's like your story is too strong for them to try to change it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If they change it, then it's still your story, but it's his story. It's their story now.
Right.
Like for me, I seen it with you. Like I see it with you, and I see it that you know what, you're right. You don't have to speak to everybody in a way, but then why is it? Because like I said, like I've never seen the church turn down somebody. I've never seen the church say, "Yo, you know what? You stink."
Yeah, correct.
You stink. Like how a person could come there, didn't shower in 5 days, and if the church is a church. They supposed to say, "Hey, brother, you ain't smelling right."
Yep.
You know what I mean? We got a shower in the back.
Let us love on you. Let us help.
Let us give you the bird bath.
Let us wash your feet.
Let us give you the bird bath, and let's do that. So that's the reason why I wanted to say that to you,
man. Yeah. When I met the Game for the first time, right? Mm-hmm. This was a few months ago, All-Star Weekend. The Game told me. He said, "Brother." He said, your mission is so important to this world. He said, just don't resort to their tactics, right? Don't let people pull you off of the path that you're on, right? He said, because when all of our great leaders resorted to the tactics of their enemies, that's when they fell, right? So for me, I'm always trying to lead with love. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, I love you so much that I know you have better in you. Right. You know what I mean? Like, I love you so much that I'm holding you accountable. Like, let me show you what my relationship is like with hip hop. So I just performed at Rolling Loud. Yep. After I did some press and some media, right? So I went in the media tent and they gave me this backpack, right? Nice. So fire backpack. Most dope backpack I've had in my whole life. It's big, it got all kind of different zippers and pockets, but the brand name is not something that I represent, right? Mm-hmm. The brand, y'all see, I got duct tape on there, right? I thought that was the design. I got duct tape on there, right? Yeah. And I realized that, man, sometimes we can love the product itself, but we can disagree with what it's representing. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I acknowledge your talent. I love that you are an amazing artist. You're a genius. You're a lyricist. Mm-hmm. You're a mogul. You're worth hundreds of millions of dollars. I respect all our hip hop moguls. Mm-hmm. But I hate what you representing. Mm-hmm. So it's like, how do I coexist? I still use this bag, but I just cover up the brand name. Right. You know what I'm saying? I just cover up the brand name. Right. And that's what we got going on in hip hop, bro. So when I think about stuff like, N.O.R.E, you turned me up when I met you, bro. That's right. I met you like 6 months ago. You really turned me up because you said, young brother, you said, you think you're excited to meet me, but you said, Dee-1, I'm more excited to meet you. Yeah. You said, because what you represent on a daily basis. I need positivity in my life at all times. You turned me up, bro. This is the crazy thing. While N.O.R.E was telling me this and speaking life into me, right? While this is happening, Birdman, for the first time in my life, calls my phone. Are you serious? Birdman been having my number, but he never called me. Right? Calls me at the same time N.O.R.E is talking to me. I answer the phone. Guess what, Birdman? He says the same thing N.O.R.E is saying. Right. Hey, young brother, I just wanted to tell you, man, keep going, bro. Right. What you're doing is going to change the world. Right. You know what I mean? That moment right there turned me up because you might not always see in yourself what others see in you. Right. Because I go through tough times, man. Yeah. I get opposed every day on the internet for trying to help us. Yeah. It ain't easy. I've been suicidal before, bro. But they critique Jesus. Yeah, they critique Jesus. You're right. And that's a good reminder. Yes. I've been that dude to where I got signed to RCA. I made it to the BET Hip Hop Awards Cypher, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, man, these 16 bars I'm about to spit gonna change the world, right? So I'm putting all this pressure on myself. D, this your opportunity to make it, right? I'm having to let the label hear my verse ahead of time so they could approve of my message. And they saying, nah, don't say that. Nah, you shouldn't say that. And I'm like sitting here having to revise stuff. And by the time we got... The label was about the BET Cypher? The label that I was signed to said they had to approve of my verse that I was going to spit on the BET site. He had to approve of it. No, that my label had to approve of it because they were saying I was representing them. Understood. Okay. So by the time we go through these revisions and these little quirks and change this and adjust this bar, I'm feeling like this ain't even really me. You know what I'm saying? That I'm about to get up here and represent with this verse. I get up there, I rap the verse, and my life didn't change. Mm-hmm. The next day, I had a few thousand more followers online, but it was business as usual. And bro, I felt like I missed my big shot to make it, right? And the worst
to
part
get your message across?
To get my message across.
At that point.
Because the worst part about it was I felt like what I put out there wasn't even my message. It was a watered down version with other people giving their input and saying, don't say this, say this. You got to change this. And the worst feeling is to not succeed for being somebody that you're not even really proud of. You feel me? If I'm proud of who I am and I fail, then all good. I'm at peace with that. Yeah. But to not succeed and be a version of yourself that you wasn't even proud of, man, that stuff sent me down a spiral mentally, bro. So I was in depression for like 18 months, feeling like, God, I prayed for that opportunity to be on the BET Cypher. And you gave it to me. And I went up there with, watered down version of Dee-1, and I let other people get in my ear who don't know my mission and my vision. And man, that right there, that was a turning point, bro. I literally contemplated ending my whole life. So I know what it's like to be like, dang, I know who I was called to be, but I'm not living up to that. Well, that's an uncomfortable feeling, bro.
Well, yes.
You're doing a great job, man.
Yeah, doing a great job.
You're doing a great job, man. Like, you know, as an outsider looking in, as an insider looking out, like, I followed your message. I followed you. I know that you need it. That's why when I seen you, I was like, yo, this is a great thing. I thought of him. Once we fully booked you, because we had Atlanta, and I was like, you know what? I need Hakeem Green to meet. I knew y'all didn't meet for some reason. Yeah. For some reason, I knew y'all didn't meet because like you a version of him. Like you a version of him. Like this is a positive brother. You know what I'm saying? This is a good brother. You know what I mean? Well,
salute to you.
Go ahead.
You know how I feel about family over here.
Yep.
Like Trey Champs, especially.
Yes.
Especially because you bridge cultures, you bridge generations.
Yes.
Thanks. You bring different ideas.
Thanks.
Yes.
There's that. The BET Awards, that was probably the first time thousands of people ever heard of you. Right. A lot of times we include myself, especially myself, put expectations on things. If you don't have expectations, you can't be disappointed. That was a moment in your whole career. So that was a building block more so than it was a change the world moment, but then it was a change the world moment for some people who that was the first time they
see you. Yeah, that's true. I agree with that.
That's a fact.
I agree with that.
Bro, at this point, I got so much freedom because I know that I'm just here to make God proud. And at some point, God gonna be like, bet, job well done, my good and faithful servant. Now come on home. And I'm gonna be at peace with that. I don't care about having a unanimous approval rating.
Nice.
I'm not a politician. So my message is going to rub some people the wrong way, even if I deliver it with love.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's going to do that, and that's okay. But in hip hop, we act like you're wrong if you're going against the grain, right? We have to shift our culture. Our culture has glorified too much negativity for too long.
So I agree with him, though. I believe that's more of America's problem than hip hop.
That's America's problem.
But hip hop does take a place in that, and I agree with you.
So shout out to my brother Papoose.
Right. Okay. Yes.
I watched Papoose and my other brother Saigon, right?
Okay, I seen you with Saigon in New York. I was hanging out in Harlem.
Yeah. And I just featured on a record for Saigon, right? A dope record. That being said, I watched Papoose and Saigon on the show, and I saw my name came up. And Papoose said, I love Dee-1, I rock with him, I met him, but I think that he blames hip-hop too much for our problems that we have. He said something along those lines, right, about me blaming hip-hop. My thing is this. Hip-hop is the most powerful voice that the black and brown community have. It's the most powerful voice. So what are we choosing to say with it? In hip-hop, if you are rapping something positive or something righteous, you're considered a minority. That's a problem, bro. If hip-hop was doing its job, it would use all this power, all this wealth that we've accumulated to actually help change the conditions of our community.
But I want to point out, there has been groups that represented, like you had Native Tongue.
Where they at?
You had Tribe Called Quest. You had Channel Live. You have Talib Kweli. You got Kanye West.
Outliers.
I don't concede. Pharrell and the Neptunes. What? Black Thought. Saigon, Papoose. Loaded Lux. I consider. Loaded Lux. I don't think Murder Mook fits in that category. but like I see that culture trying. It's more of Lincoln, and like I said, it's like all of us know better. All of us want to be positive. Some of us just don't know how to get to that red.
Serious?
I'm just telling you. Listen. Some of us don't. Like, listen.
We gotta break this down.
Some of us know how to get to the movie theater block and don't know how to buy the tickets to the movies. And you know what I'm saying? Like, so sometimes you gotta say, yo, look, man, you waiting outside, I got your ticket. Come in the movie theater with me. You know what I'm saying? And buy the ticket. Some know right from wrong, but some don't know how to apply right from wrong. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you feel it. You feel it when you're doing something wrong. Yeah. You feel it when you're doing something right.
Yeah.
But also we are not perfect. Some people need to be like, yo, look, man, you know, I loved how you did this part, but yo, look, when you do this, man, you know what I mean? Like me, I'm trying to work on not saying the N-word.
The N-word.
I'm trying my best. But it's still like, and it's a natural response. It's just like, what, nigga? Oh shit, my bad. And so we started doing 10 push-ups.
Nice.
Right? Yeah, everybody know that. So we started doing 10 to 15 push-ups.
Right.
And then the person who catch you now says, now we give them the right. Like if I catch, Dee-1, just quote you saying, I get to tell you, like under 50 push-ups, but I get to tell you I want 49.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so like, what I'm trying to say is, I didn't know how to get there. I didn't know how to stop saying, but I know that I don't like doing push-ups in fucking Times Square.
Right.
I don't like doing fucking push-ups. Okay. So when a person looking at me and saying, hey, you owe me 40. Like, I'm sitting back and then I consciously, like if I'm doing an interview, let's suppose I'm doing an interview and a couple of my boys be sitting there and I say nigga twice, they're putting up 40.
Nice.
Yeah.
Automatically I go, oh, okay, because I didn't know how to stop it. So automatically I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God. So I'll stop and it's conscious, but to tell you the truth, I didn't know how to get there. I needed something.
Consequences.
Yes, I needed something. And now
accountability.
Yes, I needed something, but but I needed it. Like I couldn't come up with it on my own. So some of us, we need to be talked to.
N.O.R.E, you saying it. We need accountability in our culture, bro.
Absolutely.
And people resist accountability because they've been rewarded for ratchetness.
Right.
You feel me? Like literally people have been rewarded for pushing negative messages. So now when somebody's coming along like, hey man, you think that's a good message to send to our kids and our youth? And they're like, oh, he's a hater. Oh, he getting on my nerves. Brother, it's accountability, brother.
Right.
That's what we need. So I'm asking y'all, because it's a 3-step process. I teach a college course on this, right? On movement building. So in my college course, it talks about how do you create a new norm in society, right? It's 3 steps. The first step is motivation.
Right.
The second step is deliberation. The third step is normalization. Let me break that down.
Yes.
Motivation means you just need a few loud, committed voices who are saying, hey, this system is broken. And y'all not finna make me think I'm crazy. We can do better.
Right.
You need a few people. I'm one of them people that's gonna keep saying it, bro. It's broken. This ain't hip hop. This is hypocritical hop right now, right? You need that. Then you need people who can say, okay, now we're gonna have some accountability that we're looking to restore and bring to the forefront, right? That's the motivation stage. Hey, the system is broken. Let's bring some accountability. And you got to keep saying it, right? The second stage is deliberation. It's when people start to say, you know what? He might be right. He might have a point. Now he got me thinking. You know what I mean? When people start to deliberate, now you got to have a new reward system. Now people got to see Dee-1 made it to drink champs without compromising. Oh, that's fire. That give me hope. So people got to say, wait, the reward system is showing that being righteous and standing true to your morals and your convictions could actually help you elevate, right? Elevation without compromising. We got to show people that there's a new reward system. So people deliberate about it and they be like, dang, maybe we could do better. Dang, another rapper got murdered? Dang, another rapper catching a RICO charge? Dang, another female just making vagina music, you heard me? Like, what is we doing? And it starts to click and people deliberating. The third step is normalization. That's when we all the way start doing something different and people stop resisting and hanging on to the past. What's happening right now is you got rappers, no disrespect. You got rappers.
You're a rapper too.
Yeah. But listen, you got rappers who are massively successful by the world standards. Man, I'm platinum. Man, I'm a multi-millionaire, right? They in their late 40s, they in their 50s, they in their 60s. And now they feel like the last thing I'm gonna do is change for some younger dude that's coming along or a new movement that's trying to say that what I got rich and famous off of was wrong. But the devil can elevate you too. Lord, that's a hard thing to comprehend. I know as I say that, N.O.R.E cringing and everything.
I understand.
But listen, bro. Listen, bro. There are a lot of people who have been elevated, bro. Adolf Hitler was elevated, but he was demonic.
Right.
You feel me? Jeffrey Epstein, elevated.
Got you.
Demonic. Right. So we can't look at...
Platformed and magnified.
There you go. Just because something... Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Just because something has been platformed and magnified, we got to come along and find a way to say, listen, brother, you're a legend, but you're a legend at what? Are you a legend at making murder music?
Right.
Are you a legend at making music that make it cool to sell cocaine to your community? Are you a legend at talking about how many women you ran through and how many dudes, baby mamas you slept with? And that's a humbling thought when people be like, man, it's very comfortable to just sit here and be celebrated all my life.
Right.
And what's going on right now is we're in step one, which is the motivation phase, bro. People, like N.O.R.E said, people know that something ain't right. Why all these rappers keep getting killed? Why all these rappers keep catching charges? Why the street code, the people move the goalposts? What's a snitch? Did he snitch? Wait, he talked to... No, that's not a snitch. Did he snitch? Wait. And this is what we talking about on a daily basis in hip-hop? Who slept with what rapper baby mama and what sex tape leaked? And this is is this the best that we got to offer to the world? People know that there's more than this, but they don't know what the difference looks like.
Right.
Right? They don't know what the new normal is going to have to look like. And that's what I'm here to say, bro. You can still be celebrated. We just got to celebrate a different side of you. Let's celebrate the side of Lil Wayne that got the whole hood on the skateboard.
Right.
Let's celebrate the side of Lil Wayne that's a lyrical genius that's talking about God bless the dead, losing his daddy rabbit, or talking about coming up from Holly Grove, now being a multi-millionaire and being a wordsmith. Let's celebrate that side, but let's not celebrate the side that as a man in his 40s is still glorifying murder in his music, still glorifying doing drugs or selling drugs. Like, let's be selective as to what we choose to magnify and elevate.
Yes. Well, I agree with that in its totality. Like, I remember when Jay-Z said, let's stop wearing throwbacks and let's throw in a button. Like everybody did it, and everybody did it. I felt like that was a plus in hip-hop. I felt like when he did 444, it was a plus in hip-hop. But you got to realize, Jay is at that level where he don't have to answer to nobody. I'm not to say these other artists have to answer to somebody, but it's just like you said. If they did that to you on a lower level and they asked you, yo, let me hear your vocals before you go to BET, I can't tell you definitively that they're doing things like that now. I can't say it because I'm not on a record label, like no more, like this is what I'm doing. But I could definitively tell you, like at one point, when we would go to Paris, like we would have to have security. We would have to have because of insurance purposes. So I didn't even know I had an insurance policy on me. So this is what I'm trying to tell you is like certain of these record labels, you might present them with two and say, this is my two singles. And one might say, pop that coochie. And one might say, pop your collar, because and one might be a positive message and one might be a negative message. But it's crazy because as much power as we have, like how you saying, hip hop is, the most influential culture. As much as we have, I can't lie to you, a motherfucker be scared to not know that normal dollar is there. And I know that this is not about the dollar. This is about unpoisoning our people and moving forward. Sure. I know this is about, but it's like that part is hard because there's a lot of people who will present these records and these records not work, and the record label will say, I told you so, right? And we shouldn't cater to them. I agree with that too. I told you so, but what are they saying to their wives today when they saying, hey man, this is not the same for you no more. Like you ain't bringing home the money no more. You ain't bringing home this, or you're not even in the algorithms of what's going on. Like I can see your point, but I also want to be God's advocate and say, you know what? Like I don't want to say like, I can see certain people folding when certain things don't work, and a person's going to them and say, well, it ain't work because you ain't do this. Like for me, I'm not trying to make this example for me, but for me, and I know this is going to sound a little crazy, L.A. Reid had took over Def Jam in between mine. I had a record called with Little John and Ashanti on it. And I forget what it was called. It was like I was following the Little John movement. You know, Little John was like, so whatever it was called, you could look it up. I had Little John, N.O.R.E featuring Little John and Ashanti. So I went, I love this record, right? L.A. Reid had beef with Irv Gotti at the time. Like they was having a misunderstanding, they was having something, and Ashanti was signed to Irv Gotti at the time. Of
course, yeah.
So L.A. Reid is telling me, hey man, I'd rather you use this record. This is called I'm a G. This is a totally different record from this. I had this like, what's it called? No, I think only one.
See one hanging Young Boy, Young Girl?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So Young Boy, Young Girl. Look at that. Look at the difference between the two. And L.A. Reid picked I'm a G. Right? Now, I had the choice. It was just like, yo, N.O.R.E, I pick I'm a G. I'm a G's also produced by Pharrell.
Okay.
Ironically.
Okay.
I forgot that part.
Wow. Right.
I forgot that part. I'm a G and Young Boy, Young Girl, right? So, we hey, young girl, young boy, young girl. We telling them to big up. Obviously, that was kind of like positive too. I didn't even peep that.
Yeah.
But L.A. Reid picked I'm a G. But L.A. Reid didn't pick I don't think he picked I'm a G because that was the right record. He picked it because he didn't want to have to deal with Irv Gotti at that time. Right. And what her and Ashanti was doing.
It was more
but I had a choice. I had a choice. I could have easily said, yo, I wanted to go with Young Boy, Young Girl. But I'm sitting there like, this is my first time. Me and L.A. Reid, this is my first time. And is it the first time I meet this man? I'm going to tell him no?
That's a business decision.
You know what I'm saying? It was like kind of like, and I knew I'm a G was not the right record. I look at that record to this day and I'm like, damn, bro, I got tricked. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say I got tricked. I had a choice. But I felt like I didn't have a choice. You ever have somebody give you an ultimatum, but you know it's not really an ultimatum,
right?
Because you know if you go against them,
correct.
Then it's going to be like that. So, like, I'm telling you, I dealt with that. But imagine these people who right now, Dee-1, they don't even need them for videos. I've seen a video of me and I was like, is that me? Like, I've seen somebody in the truck with Nas. These dudes did a whole video. They did a whole video of me. I had to, did I ever do this? Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, just think about it. A record label right now who got a young man.
Likeness, they own it. They can do what they want.
Yeah, they got a young man image. They signed 360. They could get everything. And then the record label gives them this choice, this alternative, and says, yo, look, man, you go with Rewind or you could go with Cannabis, and what is yours? And that young man says the wrong thing. Whether they like it or not, they could probably still use that image. This is what's messed up. There's good things about AI, but then there's bad things about AI.
Correct.
And these record labels, they're not going to play with these young people. They say that as soon as you get signed, they're looking to sign someone else. Because you have a life
shelf life.
You have a shelf life on this, and it's gotten worse and worse because the music has become disposable.
Yeah, more microwavable.
You know what I'm saying? Yep. So, like, what do you feel about that?
Yeah, so I feel like we have to understand our purpose in life is not to make money by any means necessary.
Right,
our purpose in life is to make God proud.
Right.
You can't know what your purpose is without being connected to your creator.
Right.
So if you know your purpose before you get signed or before you start making music, then no matter what's gonna pop off in the world's eyes, you're knowing why you were given this gift and this platform.
Right.
Right? So that right there makes it to where if I'm not supposed to make it, then I'd rather God say, Dee-1, you're not supposed to be a rapper no more because I can use you more effectively in a different profession. You get some people who feel like their only purpose on earth is to rap. So that means I got to say whatever the people want in order for me to make it. That's the problem, bro. We should never be a slave to a profession. And you got so many people that's like, bro, I gotta rap by any means necessary. No, you don't. Go get a 9 to 5.
But hear me out. That's what I'm about to say, yo. Let me just say this. Hear me out. So in this game, Chris Lighty, my manager who passed away,
Rest in peace.
That was your manager?
Yes. Violator Records.
When I was in college, not to cut you off.
Okay, no problem.
I used to intern for Czar Entertainment, Jimmy Henchman.
Okay, across the street.
Right across the street.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Okay, so look, let me tell you what he used to tell me. And this is a famous thing in the industry. He used to always say, you do one for them, and then you do one for us. You do one for you do one for them, and then you do one for me.
Yeah.
And they do that even with movies. Like I believe Ryan Coogler said that he had to do one movie that the studio approved, and then he did the other movies. And that's how this industry is sometimes. Sometimes it's like, yo, you know what?
I got a story for you.
Okay, you do one for them, and then because let's suppose that example I just did. You do one for them, it works. And now I say, well, now I want to drop my positive thing.
Nope.
And no, but what happened? I mean, at times, like I've been able to do that. I've been able to get away with that.
Because you gave them one.
Yeah, because like my first single was supposed to be banned from TV. Then they didn't want that single. Then when I played Super Thug, which you said with Cocker Spaniel, you know what they said to me? This record is too dark. The DJ, so if you look at that video, I did that video in bright.
Yeah.
I did it in the daytime on purpose because they said my record is too dark.
Right.
And they actually went with N.O.R.E, which was the darkest record on the album.
Right.
They was like, because Trackmasters produced it, and at the time, Trackmasters was still hot. You know what I'm saying? So I had to give them one, but guess what? Had I went with my one, which is Super Thug, which you talked about, I would have went platinum off top. So I had to go a slow platinum because N.O.R.E was it was a gangster record. It was against, not the album, but it was a gangster record. So I've been able to be successful like that. I've been able to say, all right, cool. I gave you T.O.N.Y. Now give me bloody money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gave you this. So what do you say to like people like that? Like, is that a fair compromise, or you should never compromise?
No, it should never be a compromise.
It should never be a compromise. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know you know that. Like,
I'm gonna tell you now. Follow me on it. I used to be a middle school math teacher.
Yes.
What is 2 minus 2?
Zero.
What's 4 minus 4? 0. What's 10 minus 10? 0. So my thing is this. Whenever we saying, hey man, I gave them that negativity so I could do some positivity.
I gave them their record, and I think the negativity. It usually could be, yes.
In a nutshell, right?
Yeah,
so here's my thing. We talk about balance. We need balance in the game. No, we don't need balance in the game. We don't need any negativity glorified, period.
Right.
If you serve the industry, they're going to say, we do need balance. We need 5 drill rappers, so we need 1 positive rapper. That'll help, balance it off a little bit. In God's eyes, he's like, no, there's no such thing as I want a whole bunch of negativity and then I want the positivity to come balance it off. That's the issue. You got people that's serving the industry and you got people that's serving God. And it makes you make different decisions based on, well, the industry told me this. The industry said if I put this type of single out, then I get to put a more positive single out after. God says, man, use your gifts to serve me 24/7, 365. That don't mean you can't be creative and talk about negative things, but you won't glorify those negative things.
Okay.
That's my outlook. So we got all these industry compromises that make sense from logical terms. Like, yeah, that makes sense. But bro, why we got so many rappers that are dead and in the graveyard now, but you could say, but they had a positive song on their album. They had a positive song. Wasn't that cool? But it's like, at the end of the day, bro, there's life and death in the power of the tongue. So why do we want to give any power to evil and negativity?
Okay, so, see, because I'm with you, I'm not against you at all. And I know the struggle of being a conscious, positive rapper who had a major label deal, right? But we stuck to our guns. We didn't waver. We didn't, but and then we was ghosts. So our first single, Madism, that was the biggest record we had, right? It's about weed, right?
Still to this day, it's one of the weed anthems. Yes.
Me and Tuffy, because I was a school teacher, I didn't want to put out a record about weed. We had a record called Cause. It was called What? Cause and Effect.
Wow.
About not saying the word nigga and bitch.
Wow.
That's what we wanted the first single to be. And we fought, held our ground. They was like, listen, we're gonna send out this test press and we're gonna let the DJs decide. And the DJs overwhelmingly said Madism was the first single.
Was that the algorithm started from back then? And
that was the algorithm. But it's also about, like, there's the ideal and there's where we want to bring people, and there's the reality about where people actually are. And there's 5, there's 10, and there's 85. And even within the 5%, there's 5, 10, and 85. That said, 85 is always gonna be 85ers. We have to create a culture, right, that brings the 85ers over to where we at without them even realizing. That happened to us in 86, 87, 88. With Rakim, KRS-One, Big Daddy Kane, other artists, they wasn't all positive. They had a balance where they could reach certain people, and then that turned into a trend where more people came over to positivity. But there's 5, there's 10, and there's 85. When that trend ended, the 5% remaining kept steady doing the work. I personally feel like, not that you're the result of that work, but you're a growth. You're another progression of that growth. I want you to realize, though, there's always going to be, really, 5, 10, and 85. Even when everybody's doing it, there's really only 5, 10, and 85.
Man, that sounds cool.
We gotta change that.
Cool.
We gotta change that.
I just feel like them numbers is like made up though. You heard me? Because I at the end of the day, I serve a God that's like, look, if they got 100 sheep, you heard me? And if 99 of them is going in the right direction, but one is veering off, the God I serve is like, I'm gonna do everything in my power to go get that one. You heard me?
Right.
Even though the other 99 is good. So that 5, 10, 85, that's cool math, but this some different arithmetic, you heard me? So then it's like, wait, now we gotta use our power and energy to go get that one. And that one matters so much, so it makes it to where I can't be satisfied if I know that the devil is still getting the glory from an art form that God could ultimately be using to save our community. And the devil is very pleased right now, unfortunately.
Isn't there a scripture, I believe, I forgot what it is, or what is it? There's the Bible or the Quran, I forget, where they actually look down on music because it was
the devil was the minister of music in heaven. The devil was the minister of music in heaven.
He was motherfucker go like this. Go ahead.
Literally.
And you make music, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And so he knew the power of it. He knew the power of it. So the thing is, if the devil knew the power of music, who the heck are we to sit here and act like it's just entertainment?
Right.
Boy, you sound crazy. When the culture telling me it's just entertainment, it's life and death in the power of the tongue, brother. That's Proverbs 18 and 21. So my thing is like, we are programming ourselves to literally make murder music sound cool and normal. We're programming ourselves to make being a drug addict or a drug dealer sound admirable.
But it's not just us, man. Like, when you look and you go to the movie theaters, there's R-rated movies everywhere.
I got a rebuttal.
Okay.
There's R-rated movies.
Okay.
But when the last time you seen actors getting murdered in real life behind a role they played?
That's the cultural norm of keeping it real. We gotta be the thing that we project.
In hip-hop, because keep it real is one of our main phrases.
Absolutely.
And guess what? He's only who he is because people felt like, N.O.R.E, he's authentic.
Right.
He real. Dee-1, all these years later, 15 albums deep in the game, that man ain't never fold, and that's why we respect him. You, it's like, you showing me videos of you in KRS-One. From back then, and you're the same dude now. So we respect authenticity in hip-hop. We can't compare it to movies where we know Denzel is playing a character.
My favorite analogy is there's Shrek movie. I love Shrek. Eddie Murphy does a phenomenal job in Shrek. He's hilarious. Watch the whole series. I love Shrek. It's not The Godfather, though. Like The Godfather in terms of the themes, the concepts, what's being told, the actual history that's in the movie Godfather. When you watch The Godfather, it'll help you understand a lot of things that's going on right now in the political world, actually. But The Godfather's just part 1 and part 2. Not glorifying the gangsterism, just talking about the story, the acting, the directing, the cinema of it. Shrek doesn't compare, and we got to do that.
Godfather Part 3, he became a priest.
He became
part of the church. This gangster. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
it ain't never too late for anybody. It's never too late for anybody.
My bad.
Well, no, that was just it. Just the how we look at, this Public Enemy, and then there's other things. There's Kane, and there's other things.
Brother, listen, bro. Hey, can we be honest? Because I'm gonna maximize this time here, bro. Can we just keep it real about the fact that some people just don't want to see the world change?
Absolutely.
Can we admit to that? Some people just don't want to see things change.
Absolutely.
Because they've figured out a way to make money off of the way things are currently, right? So that's an individualistic mindset as opposed to a collective mindset.
Absolutely.
Sometimes what's best for the community ain't best for you individually.
Absolutely.
And if you really mature, then you'll be like, dang, I could sacrifice what I might want in the short term for what's better for all of us in the long term. That's how I was brought up.
But you don't think it's
I can rob
it's
that.
a world for both? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the thing about it is this, right? there's a lot of people music that I was listening to that glorify the drugs, that do that. They don't even do that shit in real life.
Most of them don't.
Yo, like,
but doesn't that make it worse though?
I'm asking. This is
that makes it because you know it's wrong for you and yours.
Right. And watch this,
but you push it on,
right?
And you know, in the music industry, the target market is 13-year-olds.
Bro,
right.
let me tell you about the audacity of a phony.
Okay.
The audacity of a phony is that when you simply call them out on, hey, brother, I was listening to your music and you murdered 80 people on this song, according to this song, but in real life, you ain't never killed nothing.
But isn't that art, though?
They'll get mad at you. Isn't it art?
Yeah, isn't it art?
Then put an F on the front of your album that says fiction.
See, here's the thing.
I need rappers, if it's just art, and if they're like, bro, all this is cap, put an F on the front of your album.
Ain't that what parental advisory is?
No, parental advisory means I got curse words.
Right, and you try to have it both ways, too, because on one, you keeping it real, you really about this life.
But the next second,
oh, no, it's just entertainment.
Exactly.
Which one is it?
Exactly. Hey, Judge, it was just entertainment. Hey, Judge, I know I'm in court right now, but that was just entertainment. That wasn't nothing. Man, listen, brother, a victim mentality will prevent you from ever becoming a victor. Mm-hmm. If you want to be a victim your whole life, you can never be a victor. Because the victim mentality is comfortable. Because it's like, dang, I got an excuse to never grow. Literally, man, I grew up without a daddy. Man, I grew up in the hood. Man, they hate black people. The white man always trying to hold us down. That mentality, when we just keep saying it over and over, it makes it to where we can never overcome it. But if you're going to speak about your tough circumstances that you grew up in, how about you start speaking about how you plan to overcome them? Mm-hmm. That's what we don't get to. We have glorified the hood so much in hip-hop for the way it is, that we don't talk about what we want the hood to evolve into.
Well, I don't think it's the hood. I think it's the lifestyle. It's like he was saying, like a lot of us, like you said actors. Mm-hmm. You said these are actors. A lot of people didn't know when Scarface came out that was acting.
That was fake?
A lot of people didn't know that. Al Pacino wasn't Al Pacino wasn't well known at that time. People thought that was the first time you saw him. I'm telling you from the hood. I'm telling you, people didn't know New Jack City was fake. They didn't realize it. Like they went there, and so it's not just hip hop. Like I'm telling you, to this day, if Scarface come on television, people are going to watch that shit, and there's still people that's going to look at that and say, you know what, that's my childhood. And even though you look at it now, you're like, wait a minute, this motherfucker was sniffing cocaine the whole time.
Literally.
This motherfucker was killing people the whole time, taking dudes' girls,
mm-hmm.
Not only taking dudes' girls, shooting his own man for even trying to marry because he tried to marry his sister. He ain't trying to smash, he tried to marry. And you realize that we praise this guy. Yeah. There's even a rapper called Scarface. Where do you think he got that from, sir? Yeah. You know what I mean? This is even people who have scars on their face, who they face and all this crazy shit. This is all from that movie. And I'm trying to tell you, our people couldn't differentiate that this was acting. We got fucked up when we seen Al Pacino on Carlito's Way. We was like, wait a minute, that couldn't be the same guy. Because like that's how ill he acted. Like, so what I'm trying to tell you is, some of these artists, they are in the movie. They are in the movie. They you know, there's images that they come in with, and then there's images that the record label portrayed of them. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Sometimes they become that actor. Sometimes they do what's called method acting. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Method acting, where they're so numb to who they're playing, they forget that that's not them.
A lot of people say that happened to Tupac.
I believe that. I believe that Tupac. I don't think he was fake, but I believe that he was all of that. He's Gemini. Sometimes Geminis can be all that. He was pro-black. I believed him. I believed him when he was pro-black. But guess what? I also believed him when he said hit him up.
Life,
I also believed him. I also believed him when he said, and this is real shit, I also believed him when he said, dear mama.
Definitely.
But I also believed him when he said, Brenda's got a baby.
Definitely.
And I also believed him when he said, so like, what I'm trying to say is like sometimes you can be that and you can be caught up. Now I don't want this to come out like, oh, Tupac was an actor and Tupac was method acting. But I'm saying that's a possibility in that case because he knew too much of black pride to ever participate in negativity. But guess what? I can't tell him how he felt when he got hit up that night in the studio. I can't tell him. So that's why every action is going to deserve a reaction. So I can't tell. So but that's a great example. Like some of us get caught in that character that they playing so much that they become that character. Like Nas, for instance, like when he did Belly. Those weeks up until like he was him, bro.
Yeah.
Like he was sincere. Like he was that was a positive character in the movie, and this is a positive way to do it. But you know what I mean? Like some of us now imagine Nas is smart.
Yeah.
Nas, he shook it out, but and then he became back who he was. But some of us do get caught in it's not. I can't tell you it's right or wrong, but I can see where you fell because I can see where a person says, "Man, I'm gonna go to the strip club and I'm gonna perform my record," and then they feel like king. Like it's like I say this a lot, man. It's hard to be the man on Monday and not be the man on Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really hard. It's really hard, and it's hard to transition from who you were on Monday, even though you're both. Like that's why I embrace you. So I embrace this culture is because I know I'm that positive guy. I know I might not portray it because guess what? I don't know how to portray it. Like when Angie Martinez interviewed me. And she was like, "Yo, you've been with your girl for a long time. Like, why don't you never promote that?" Go look at the interview. I'm not trying to get views, but I literally looked at her and said, "I don't know how." Like, I just kind of don't know how to be like, "Yo, I'm a loyal man. I come home to my wife every night." I don't know how. Which crowd am I talking to? You know what I mean? It's not that I'm stupid. It's just that I don't know how. But back to the point, like, yeah, some of us was watching Scarface and we didn't know we was watching a movie. Some of these artists, you gotta give them the benefit of the doubt. They're playing a role and they don't know they playing a role. They're just so caught up in it that they're method acting without knowing it.
Yeah. Hey, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Some rappers, the only thing they've ever been celebrated for is making a good song. Their whole life, the only thing people ever applauded them for that made them feel good on the inside was the music they made. So now they become a prisoner to their persona. And they're like, dang, whatever type of song they celebrated me for, I feel pressure to have to try to reincarnate that and try to do another version of that so I could continue to get celebrated. We all want to be celebrated. We all want attention. I wouldn't be in front of this microphone if I didn't want attention.
Our show is about giving people their flowers. Hold on, if you remember what you said, we want to give you your flowers right now. Remember what you said. The Snoop Dogg said it's better than the Grammy because they come with it. And we also
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, man. Finish what you were saying. So because I'm telling you, man, like I'm sorry to reiterate, but what I'm saying is like it's a lot harder. Like I was watching an argument the other day, and someone said to someone, "Man, it's a lot harder for you to critique me for you being you." And not know what my life is like. And I was just like, this was two strangers arguing.
Okay.
I was air hustling.
Okay.
I was like, oh, that's because sometimes you don't know what a person's life is. That's why when I said to you, sometimes you might have to talk to a person, you know what I mean? And I'm just letting you know, like, some artists, and I'm talking about it got bad, but from when I was coming up, like, I'm sure it would be hard to tell. Boot can't click. Hey man, I know you guys are conscious. I know you guys, but we need a positive record out of you guys. And then it not work, and then you'd expect them to keep it going. It's like you gotta have that balance in life. Like when you said no balance in life, I respect that because yes, we've been dealing with negativity way too long.
Correct.
Way too long.
Correct.
And we need more. But it's gonna take a time. And but not to say that they naive. Do know that some of them are playing in the movie that they don't know they're playing in.
Damn.
Yeah, some of them are. It's just
so that means they're being used.
Yes, one man, like when I look at the YNs, but like you said something. You said rappers are only praised for being like who's one of the most positive people that I know and that never gets praised for it?
Who that?
Kodak Black. Kodak Black goes and pays people rents.
Yeah.
He just paid Adrian
His philanthropy is crazy.
He does certain
Little
things and we only focus on him when he's on the floor eating some food. So the thing about that is, when he's on the floor eating food, guess what? That works for his algorithms too.
Yeah.
So it's hard to tell him. Don't you tell him, yo, we gotta start protecting you. You can't be going outside or doing this.
Yeah.
And he's like, man, I just got 2 million fucking views, and there's 13 shows, and this man is 25 years old. That 25-year-old is hard to talk to.
Hey, so in my college course, I teach about the 3 parts of the industry. It's the 3 C's, right?
I know this.
So you got creators. We're talking a lot about artists. That's creators.
Yeah, we ain't talking about the CEOs.
Right. The CEOs, that's commissioners, right? That's the other C. But the third C is the most powerful. Creators, commissioners, and who's the third C?
Consumers.
The fans, right? That is who actually has the most power, because when we are an artist and we're looking online to see, well, what am I getting attention for? Am I getting attention for showing the most negative side of who I am? Or am I getting attention for showing the most positive side of who I am?
Right.
The fans need to have accountability as well.
Yes.
Because if you applaud people for showing the most evil, sinful side of them, then you're gonna applaud them right into the jail cell, right into the grave.
Absolutely.
You right, but that's also this. Let me tell you something. The other day, someone sent me someone fighting.
Okay.
I clicked the link. I hated it. But I had already clicked the link.
So more fights came.
You know what happened? More fights came. I was literally having I literally had to take a shower. I felt dirty. I was like, why am I watching? But then, certain things is, don't get it twisted. I didn't just stroll through. I watched for 15 seconds. Damn. And then I realized I'm caught in the algorithm.
Yeah, that happens.
So like I'm saying, it's harder. It's harder for a person to go dry turkey. It's harder for a person to say, man, you know what I mean? But in due time, that's why I feel like you gotta work with it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm in this thing for the long haul.
Right.
Good.
I'm in this for the long haul. This ain't no quick method to try to go viral and then feel like, okay, I did what I needed to do, now I'm gone.
I've been watching since 2010.
Thank you, brother. My whole adult life has been dedicated to doing God's work and making this world better by using my gifts. I spent 2 years in the classroom as a middle school teacher. I thought I could be most useful there. When I saw that my students were memorizing their favorite rap lyrics to Lil Boosie, Lil Wayne, Kevin Gates, before they could memorize the math that I was trying to teach them, I said, maybe if I'm a rapper, I could have the heart of a teacher, but the platform of a rapper. And that platform would allow me to reach more people, right? So now in the rap game, people think I'm some new dude that just came out 2 years ago. Brother, I've been doing this since 2010. I'm on my 15th album, bro. I'm a fellow at Harvard University, a professor at Tufts University of hip-hop, you know what I'm saying? United States hip-hop cultural ambassador, went to Zimbabwe in Africa, teaching the African hip-hop artists what we do over here and how to improve what they got going on. Bro, my life is dedicated to serving God. And God said, I don't want you to be Noriega. I don't want you to be Hakeem. I want you to be Dee-1. So do you, but do you in a way that glorifies me.
Yeah.
And I figured that formula out as easy as 1 + 1 = 2.
I respect
So that's all I've been doing, bro.
Absolutely.
And now in the game, this is the tough part, bro. I got people who, let me see. There's people who are praying that I don't succeed, because the more successful that I become, the more of a threat it is to their pockets and to their power, right? So I'm at war on a daily basis, right? Even though I'm at war with people, I don't look at the people as my enemy, because Ephesians 6:12 says we don't even wrestle against flesh and blood. We wrestle against evil spirits and principalities and dark rulers of the underworld. You heard me? So with that being said, I could look at a man that's cursing me out. I could look at a man that's dissing me. I could look at a man that's threatening to kill me. And I could still be like, I love you, brother. I love you. Because I know that that's not the best version of you speaking right now. That's that evil speaking through you. And unfortunately, I see this every day from our people. So we could talk about the enemies that hate us in the White House and don't vote for this person, don't vote for that person. But bro, on a daily basis, we are looking around and we acting like it's all love. But the truth is, the biggest threat is the enemy that's working through each one of our peers that we see close to us. So that's what, I'm like, dog, I can't just be a rapper. And God was like, no, you a soldier, you heard me? So being a soldier means you got to rap at an extremely high level, but you also got to be able to relate to people and communicate in a way that challenges them, but in a way that also loves them. And man, that's why I be thankful to people like N.O.R.E. N.O.R.E. turned me up when I first met him.
Great man.
I wasn't expecting this. Listen.
Great man.
This is a public service announcement.
Yeah.
Dee-1 got flowers, right? But they needed, because some little kid at home needs to know, mama, show this to your kid at home. Daddy, show this to your kid at home. Dee-1 made it here to Drink Champs and got flowers for being a man of God,
That's right.
for being educated, for being proud to be black, you heard me? And for fighting the devil. The devil is the only enemy I got. And even if people threaten my life and hate who I am, it's okay. I still love them. You heard me? And that right there is being celebrated on one of the biggest platforms in the world.
Yo, but hold on.
You feel me?
You said that a couple of times, and I just wanted to reiterate. People have threatened your life before?
Brother, it happens more than it should.
I know you talked about having a gun to your head. And,
oh yeah, I'll tell you that story. That.
But that's not got nothing to do with you being positive now.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, threatening my life. When I made a stance against the strip clubs,
Magic
right?
City, I forgot.
Yeah, I was like, wait, y'all trying to have a Magic City night at a NBA game where kids are gonna be at?
Right. Yeah.
That's a problem. And I spoke up about it, and I made a song about it. So people in Atlanta start threatening my life. Oh, we gonna kill you with our Dracos, and we finna do this to you. We finna do that to you, right? Really threatening my life, right? I done had people constantly try to knock me off my rocker by thinking you could kill me. You can't kill a man of God, bro.
Right.
Because this truth that I'm putting out here, this is eternal.
Right.
Y'all trying to go viral on a daily basis.
Right.
I'm trying to go eternal.
Right.
And going eternal means that every day that I'm living, bro, I'm maximizing my time here.
Nice.
I'm not afraid of death because I know that it's inevitable one day.
Everybody gotta die.
So when some people threaten you with death, like I get threatened, you know what I'm saying? People unfortunately want to threaten my life. The problem is, bro, the joke is really on them because it just make me get bolder as I get older. You feel me? I was listening to DMX on the way here, right? And I just think about it, brother. The first time I met DMX, it felt like we were kindred spirits. And he swore that we had met before. He said, hey, yo, dog, I know we met. Hey, yo, dog, North Carolina. I'm like, X, I never been to North Carolina. What do you mean? You know?
It's turning X.
Right? Yeah. So we talking. And I was like, X, we never met in the physical. I say, but brother, spiritually,
He probably saw you online. And
we kindred spirits, right?
Yeah.
So backstage in New Orleans, right? In the Howlin' Wolf, that's the name of the venue, we prayed. And for me to be able to pray with a man who I know was a man of God, that man was touched by God personally, but I know he openly wrestled with demons, right? Openly did.
Yeah.
But his humanity made him more relatable. I truly feel like that moment sparked something in me. To where I was like, man, I wasn't even that known at the time, but I was like, man, if I ever get known, I want to be the dude that they know, they see the God in me, but they also understand that I'm not claiming to be perfect by any means. You feel me? So on a daily basis, yeah, bro, people threaten me, people try to make fun of me, people try to discredit me. But for what you said, they did the same thing to Jesus. So I continue to walk around with a smile on my face and with joy in my heart because, man, this right here, N.O.R.E. just touched on a story, bro. People don't know my story. And a lot of times I do these interviews and we end up talking about the rap game and stuff. When I really open up and tell my story, bro, like, dog, I was a college student, bro. I was about to graduate. I'm playing basketball.
You talking about when you got the gun in the head? Let me tell you how crazy when you tell that story is. Obviously, I know you survived, but every time I hear you tell that story, I get shocked because it seemed like the way you tell it sometimes, it doesn't seem like you're here. It seems like you're speaking from a whole spirit outside of your body because the way you describe it is like you were supposed to die.
Yeah.
Like you were supposed to die. Like what happened? Like tell people, and this was because someone thought you broke into a car?
Yeah.
Okay. God bless.
Man, I felt the whole sky get dark. I was playing basketball, one-on-one against my homie as a college student. All of a sudden, these three dudes walk up to us on the basketball court. And they say, hey, y'all know who broke in such and such's car? Because they had a real popular person in Baton Rouge who lived back there, right? Or their baby mama lived back there. So we was like, nah, man, we don't know who broke in there. We just playing basketball. So two of the dudes was like, all right, all good. They went to walk away. One little short dude, dark-skinned dude in the middle, he was like, nah, y'all niggas lying. Y'all know who did it. It probably was y'all. So he pulled a gun from his waistband, right? So pull a gun out, and I'm like, all right. I got my hand up like this. Once the gun is right here on my temple, the only things I thought was, dang, I'm about to die like one of my best friends just got killed in New Orleans. I never thought I would get killed, and that's how my life was gonna end. And number two, I thought, dang, I wasted my life trying to fit in so much that I was lukewarm. I didn't even stand for nothing. I can't even be proud of myself right now. I'm about to get killed, and I ain't even stand for nothing that I could be proud of. Go ahead and pull the trigger, and that's what I'm thinking in my head. This white girl was walking to her second floor apartment. She looked down on the basketball court and said, oh my God. And it scared everybody. So they all looked up, and once they saw her, it's like, that's a witness now. So if he killed me, somebody saw it. So he got spooked, he put the gun up, and they ran off. The part of that story I don't tell is I went to a party that night because I was paranoid to stay in that same apartment complex. Went to the party that night, saw the same dudes at the party.
Wait, the dudes that tried...
The same dudes that almost killed me. I saw them at a party that night. And we was in the club, and they pointing from across the club, tapping each other. Like, man, there go that dude right there. So then there was a race to get to the front door. I tapped my boy, I said, we gotta go right now. We gotta go. And they trying to run through the crowd to get to the back door.
Right.
We got out before them. We ran. Man, I jumped across like 10 steps, you heard me, to get to the bottom of this ramp. And bam, we ran, got in his car, peeled out. You feel
basically,
me?
they try to get you twice.
Try to get me twice in the same day.
Wow.
And the real crazy part, I don't even have peace about saying whose friends it was.
Wow.
But it's somebody who I know at this point. Personally. You feel me? Personally. Somebody who's huge. Somebody that's huge. And that's how I know the power that we have as celebrities. Because it's somebody who, the only reason them dudes was doing that day is because they wanted to earn a stripe with their friend.
Right, he might not necessarily sent them, but
no,
they might...
he ain't sent them. No. That ain't no implication on him. He ain't sent them. He ain't sent them.
They was just trying to do something to get in his good graces.
But not me and this person are friends. You feel me? And that's what made me say, like, man, like, bro, the power we have, if we are chosen to rise above the crowd and become one of them ones that made it, like, oh, you made it to a high level. There is so much responsibility that come with that platform and that power. So that's why I take platforms and power seriously, because I almost got killed over some people trying to earn a stripe with somebody that was famous, that was their friend. So after that, bro, after that feeling of like, dang, I'm about to die and I ain't even stand for nothing. Like, I'd have wasted 20 years of my life. That right there, I got turned up after that.
And you know why you super lucky too? You know, they had to change the laws in New Orleans because I believe people were getting like 6 years for bodies.
Yeah, you wasn't even, people wasn't even worried about
it. It was almost
time.
like misdemeanor. Like, I'm not saying it was, but it was almost like the laws in New Orleans, and then I believe it's changed after C murder. I'm not sure. I could be bugging. But I remember at one point I was like, "What? Yeah, it's like 6 years. He got 6 years for a homicide.
For a homicide,
like that shit is crazy. Like who? And especially if you're a young boy. Let's suppose you're 14 years old. You do 6 years, 5 years. You come home and you still 20. Word.
And you get celebrated when you come home. They throw you a party when you get out of jail.
Wow.
But when your cousin graduated from college, he don't get celebrated the same way.
Not at all. Wow.
That ain't hip hop. That's hypocritical.
That ain't hip hop.
Well, that's definitely not hip hop. This is the conversation about what hip hop is, because I think
let's do that.
Okay. There's rap music.
Yep.
The business, the music industry, selling records, commercialism, and then there's the culture, right? Because you talked about a lot of things that you did outside of just being a rapper, but all of it had something to do with being hip hop. Right? I do 24 hours a piece in Newark, New Jersey as an organizer, an activist, and educator. I always embody hip hop. Do It All Kelly, West Ward Councilman of the city of Newark, New Jersey, former Lords of the Underground.
Yeah, former Lords.
Hip hop. Roz Baraka, the mayor.
Right.
Performed on Lauryn Hill's album.
Right.
Hip hop.
Right.
Not rapping. Hip hop. The energy that we carry, the way we relate to one another, how we do things. Hip hop journalism. Podcasting. So it's just dripping in hip hop. Nobody rapping. Nobody spit no bars. So how we carry ourselves is hip hop. And I think we as a people, how we carry ourselves and all the many things that hip hop is involved in gets a bad rap because of a part of rap music. So yeah, that's just
I got you. I tell you this, bro. I was exposed early on to a lot of stuff that it let me see the industry side and how dark it was, right? I had an executive who I was trying to get him to be my manager at the time. He was a gay dude, right? And he definitely told me, like, if I had sex with him, that he'd start working with me, right? I went to a video shoot. I had to drive out of town. Dude definitely told me, like, look, if you do something for me, I could do something for you.
All right, damn.
And if you real, then you can read between the lines. I had no leverage. I had no leverage at the time because I was a young dude trying to get on, right? So if I had no leverage and no morals, I would have got my booty took, right? But because I had no leverage but big morals,
don't sell your ass.
You feel me?
That's right.
I didn't sell my booty, right?
That's right.
So this is something that people got to know. That's why I said this conversation is about purpose.
Yeah.
When you know your purpose, it don't matter what room you stepping in. You know, God, you got a purpose for me being in that room. Anything I do in that room has to be something that when I leave that room, I can look up and say, oh, you're proud of how I conducted myself.
That's right.
Too many people get in the rap game without knowing their purpose. They just think their purpose is to get famous or get some money, right? I did an interview with Memphis Bleak, right? Memphis Bleak was like, D, I promise you, bro, we was just trying to feed moms. We was in the projects. You heard me? Back then, we wasn't even thinking that deep about it. And I understand that. That's why I don't never have smoke for the 17-year-olds, the 21-year-olds, the 25-year-olds inside of hip-hop. But when you 45 and 55, at that point, it's like, brother, you not an OG, you a DG. You a disappointing grown-up. And we have to be able to call it out and say, I'm calling it for what it is, but it's still love. And the real respect me. That's why Kendrick Lamar shouted me out. I don't know if y'all know that, but he did a song called Watch the Party Die. When he was beefing with Drake, Kendrick, the hottest rapper in the world at the time, and did the song Watch the Party Die. He said, I want to be empathetic, my heart like Dee-1, but I will. And then he got silent for a whole bar because he basically was saying, I'm so frustrated, I want y'all niggas to die at this point. The party need to die. Because that's what y'all got us thinking, is that all this negativity and sin is cool. And he was so frustrated. So the real gonna always recognize the real, bro. And that's why I don't be, I don't be tripping, man. Like, people not supposed to agree with what I do if what I'm saying is a threat to what they represent. At some point, we gotta clash. And it's a spiritual war. So I know how to clash with you and still love you in the end. And still put my arm around you and still wash your feet if I need to. You feel me?
So we got a game that we play. It's called Quick Time with Slime. It's our drinking game, but obviously we're not drinking, so that's okay. But I'm going to still ask you the questions, and you pick either or.
I did tell you I will drink for the first time in life. But you got to do like Jesus.
We get it.
You got to turn that water to wine.
I can't do what Jesus do right now.
If you can't do that, I ain't drinking.
Oh, you want to drink for him?
I can.
I mean, you can. Okay.
We good. Come on, man.
You don't have to have. You don't
nah. We good, brother. Stay sober, brother. Stay sober, brother.
Can I smoke? You don't have to drink either. You can smoke. You can smoke. All right, so it's one or the other. And if you pick both, then we drink, but obviously we ain't drinking, so it's okay. But we're still gonna play the game as if we was drinking.
Let's go.
So when the people see the clips, they probably thinking you were drinking.
All right.
Playing the game.
Yeah, all right.
And then we're gonna keep using that part. Hey, man, he did not turn water into wine.
All right.
Yeah. DMX or Tupac?
Hey, yo, dog. I gotta go with X.
You gotta go with X?
You know why? DMX and Tupac, both transcendent figures in hip-hop.
Right.
But I had a spiritual connection with DMX.
Right.
I met that man. I prayed with that man.
Right.
And I felt that man's spirit.
Right.
And that in-person interaction, nothing could replace that, bro.
Right.
I truly believe that there are some people that are going to heaven because of DMX's life.
Right. No, I believe that. KRS-One or Rakim?
Me personally?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with KRS-One.
Okay.
I gotta tell you why.
Let's go.
Because KRS-One, what's his nickname?
Teacher.
The Teacher?
That's right.
And when you think of D-1, what was D-1 before he was a rapper?
A teacher.
You heard me? So anybody that's using hip-hop to edutain people,
there you go,
to educate and entertain people, you're a friend of mine. So shout out to KRS-One.
You
Have you ever been to a KRS-One show?
Oh, I saw him rock a show in Virginia Beach. I was on the bill. I opened up for him.
Oh, okay.
A year ago for Juneteenth.
Nice.
He's the only one that I see besides DMX that could like have a full-fledged speech in the middle of his performance, and no one kind of realized that he's not even performing. He's just talking.
This is a speaking engagement now. Right?
Come to the teacher. Come to the teacher. Come to the teacher.
Yes, nobody gets bored. Nobody gets mad.
This is a TED Talk. All right.
Malice or Mace?
Oh man, dog. I gotta go both.
Okay.
You heard me? And I'm gonna tell you why.
This is the time we would drink, but I'm drinking.
All right, drink that water. Let's take our water shots. You hear me? Ooh, that was strong. All right. So let me tell you why. I met Malice when he was early into his journey, right after he left the Clips.
When you say journey, like
his spiritual journey, his Christian walk, right? I met him early. I went to Virginia, had a real good sit down with him and some OGs from his neighborhood. I think we filmed a podcast. This was at the beginning of podcasting, right? And I just saw a brother who was totally comfortable walking away from everything the devil could offer you and saying, I just want whatever God got for me. And that peace that I saw that he had, I said, God, please bless me so that I can have that level of peace about doing your will for the rest of my life, right? So Malice truly impacted me that day that I met him in person. Mace is a spiritual advisor to me.
Oh, I didn't know that.
In real life.
Oh, I didn't
Like, I've been to Mace's church. I go to Mace's church.
Okay.
I get fed.
Okay.
You heard me?
Wow.
Like, Mace is a spiritual mentor to me.
Wow, I didn't know that.
My anti-strip club song that I got called Shut 'Em Down, I recorded that with Mace in the room, standing right next to me.
Oh,
Crazy.
Yeah. Like that's something to where we have real deep talks. That's a spiritual mentor of mine, bro. We have serious talks about spiritual matters. We talk about sports. We talk about regular things, but that's a brother.
Okay. Now I'm gonna give this to you.
Oh.
Dead Prez or Black Star?
Damn. That's hard. Damn. Drink.
All right.
Drink, all right.
You too? You too?
Dead Prez or Black Star? Oh, man. It's tough when you got relationships with both sides. You heard me? It's tough, bro. So, I'm going to say, for one reason only, I'm going to say Dead Prez. Nope, I'm not saying. I'm saying both.
Okay, say both. Say both,
yeah.
Can I say why, though?
Okay, go ahead.
Dead Prez, Let's Get Free. Bro, I was in college starting to rap, right? When I heard that, just starting to rap, just trying to find my voice.
Yeah.
Hearing that you could be revolutionary but gangster at the same time.
Yeah.
Right? That, I got goosebumps. Just the intro on the album. Just the intro, I got goosebumps talking about it right now. You heard me? Then I met them brothers, did music with them brothers. We did, bro, we got real memories together, right? But Black Star, man, me and Mos Def got a song together. Mos Def used to live in New Orleans. So when he moved to New Orleans...
Mos Def used to live everywhere.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's been all over.
East Orange, New Jersey as well.
Every time we
He's
have
all
a
over
guest,
the place.
like, Mos Def used to live here. Mos Def live. He's a man of the planet. Earth is his turf.
Earth is his turf. So, man, Mos Def moved to New Orleans. Him and Manny Fresh were working on an album together, right?
Okay,
So,
I do remember that. Okay.
yeah, so one night after an event, they used to have something in New Orleans called the Beat Summit. This was verses before verses.
Okay.
It was Manny Fresh and KLC playing their best beats.
Wow.
Right? Battling. You had Juvenile on one side, you had Mystical on the other side,
Wow.
right? Yeah, like, and I'm in there, I'm witnessing this. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. So afterwards, Manny Fresh is going to the studio. So I'm like, bet, I'm finna pull up at the studio with Fresh, right? Mos Def ends up coming through, right? So at the time, Manny Fresh's beats are so dope that any beat he plays, I just be like, yep, that one right there. I'm about to start writing to it, right? So I'm there recording. We and my boy Trombone Shaw at the studio. I'm recording to a Manny Fresh beat. Mos Def comes and he just kicking it during the session. When he's about to leave, he comes over to the booth where I'm recording at to dap me off, to say bye. So I was like, man, I gotta shoot my shot. So when he dapped me off, I said, Mos, could you hop on this song right quick? And I took the headphones off and just put them on Mos's head. And I was like, brother, can you just say something on the track and bless me, right? So Mos heard the beat. And that brother, next thing I know, he got into his groove, and Mo started spitting some type of stuff. Next thing I know, Mo's freestyled a whole bridge and a hook for me for this song.
Nice.
He just did it in one take. He finished dapping me off. He said, "Peace, Young King," and he walked out.
Yeah.
And I was like, I got a Mos Def feature. Yeah, just like that. Yeah. So I can never, yeah.
So, Poor Righteous Teachers or Public Enemy?
Public Enemy.
Okay.
All day. I'm on Public Enemy's new album.
Yeah.
Literally, like I co-wrote two songs on Public Enemy's new album. And
resume is crazy.
Yeah, bro.
It's just crazy.
Oh yeah, people don't know this because they just want to talk to me about what rappers don't like Dee-1 or whatever. No, bro. I co-wrote two songs on Public Enemy's new album.
Oh, bless.
Flavor Flav is my brother. Of
course.
Like my real life. No. I don't. Like we FaceTime once a week at least, right?
All right.
He came to Harvard where I was doing a fellowship at, and I met him at Harvard University. We hopped in the studio a day later, did some music, and we've been good ever since, right?
Man.
That being said, one of our songs got licensed by the NBA, so it's been the theme song for the NBA on Amazon Prime for this whole season, right? And Chuck D is literally who I have patterned myself after as an artist. Like, who's someone who's educated, who's someone who just have a voice and lyrics that make you say, this dude loves our people, and this dude wants us to get better, right? So I'm literally like Lil Wayne and Chuck D put together. You feel me? Balance. That balance. Balance. There you go.
That's balance, yes. Yeah. I love this one always. NWA or Wu-Tang Clan?
I'm not going with NWA because I feel like the murder rate went up after they really came out.
You gotta be careful. We had special ed come in here and say that
it's crazy.
They messed up the West Coast music by bringing the gangsters to it. And when I tell you the West Coast people, man, they were going crazy. So
just because you get mad doesn't mean that it's not true.
Okay,
you know what I mean? The glorification of gangster life, of violence, started to become more and more cool when NWA came out. There's people in New Orleans who have told me, huge rappers who I won't say their name, who have told me, boy, when that NWA came out, that's what helped me jump off the porch.
Well, y'all was wearing Dickies. Y'all was wearing Reeboks, and that was kind of like a West Coast thing.
West Coast stuff. So the influence was real, right? And we could try to extract as much positivity as we want out of that stuff, but at the end of the day, man, like, the glorification of violence inside of hip-hop, anybody that helped contribute to that and make it sound like cool, I'm not cool with that. The glorification of pimping, the glorification of disrespecting women, I ain't cool with that. So NWA, unfortunately, while as individuals, I love all them brothers, right? I love them as individuals, but I don't think that was a positive contribution to our culture.
Strength, brother, strength.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Okay. J. Cole or Kendrick Lamar?
You can't have one without the other. We needed both of them for this generation. You needed Cole to be level-headed, to not be materialistic, to dress like, man, I just woke up and threw something on, but I got more money than all of y'all.
Wait, but he wasn't like that at first. Remember, he had songs called Mr. Nice Watch.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so
but he did what we talked about. He developed, right?
And he grew, yeah.
There you go, and he grew.
Yep.
We needed that, right? Yep. We needed that. But we needed Kendrick to come out and be like, yeah. I grew up influenced by NWA, influenced by all the violence, all the hood right there in Compton. I grew up in a mad city, but it didn't prevent me from being a good kid. And we needed that so that people could see what art looks like.
Yeah.
When hip-hop can win a Pulitzer Prize.
Yeah.
You feel me?
I believe Nas won one too. Didn't Nas win
I think Kendrick was the first rapper to win
Nas won
a Pulitzer Prize. Nas done won so much. Shout out to Nas.
One of those joints.
Yeah, Nas done won so much. We needed both of those though, because sometimes you can have two sides of the same coin. And if people don't see both sides of the coin, they might be like, well, J. Cole is cool, but it's something about him I don't all the way connect with. But then it's like, we got Kendrick Lamar. and a person will be like, I connect with that. Or a person that connect with Kendrick, like, yeah, he dope, but I don't know, it's just a little too deep for me. And then they'll hear J. Cole rapping about the first time he ever had sex with somebody, and they're like, dang, that's relatable, you know what I'm saying? Or they'll hear, first things first, rest in peace, Uncle Phil. And they'll be like, yeah, that really speaks to me. So I think we needed both of them for this generation. And by the grace of God, I got relationships with both of them brothers.
Yeah, well put.
You know
I think we needed all three.
Well said.
I'm going to say Drake as well. We needed that.
We needed a Drake?
Yes.
Explain.
We needed all sides of the coin. You know what? For lack of a better term, him making girl music, it calm you down. Like if you, it actually, I gotta give it to Drake. Like if you were in the club and Drake comes on, you do get calmed down. If he's talking to them girls out, you should have called me on my cell phone and all that. Like, hey man, you don't want to be violent at that time, man.
Yeah.
You got to realize if you listening to.
Yeah.
Punch him in the face, and then some nice shit come on. Hey man, just you know what I mean. You're like, all right, cool, thank you, Drake. Like you know what I'm saying? Yeah, because I mean, shit, we gotta perform, right? We gotta be outside. So,
bro, that's a good point. We needed Drake. This generation needed Drake.
Yeah, of course.
Because I don't think after doing this in the club that you just want to kill somebody.
No, I don't think so either.
Like,
in fact, you looking around making sure nobody looking at you. You like, hey, you like, hey, but yeah.
And Drake is still a work in progress. I think Drake showed growth on this latest album, Iceman. Did he release?
I tell you this. Not only that. Like, you're going against an establishment that has a name but doesn't have a name. He's going at an establishment and naming the names of the people that's in the establishment.
Exposed.
This is crazy. Like, I know we living in the times, so we're not understanding, like, this is musical freedom standing up. Like him doing 3 albums wasn't because he wanted to do 3 albums, in my opinion. I have no inside information.
Okay.
It was because he wanted to show them, like, I believe he owed 2, and I believe he or maybe he did owe 3.
He owed 3. And he said,
he owed 3. Yeah, I'm out. But it's so crazy because they're going to find a way to try to keep him.
Private equity stepped up with a $2 billion deal.
Okay, I didn't know that part. But still, they'll try something like where his next 2 or 3 albums they'll still be getting paid off of. It's something like that. It's because what he did, in my opinion, is Michael Jackson shit.
All right, thank you. Yeah,
that is Michael Jackson shit. Like the fact that he stepped up, and I sincerely believe, I have no inside information, I sincerely believe Drake paid for all his promotion. I believe that
it don't seem like the label did anything.
I believe that he paid for all his promotion, not because the label didn't want to. I believe he didn't want to take no more money from them. And was like, you know what? Because no matter what,
you can't. It's no recoup.
You don't know
no recoup.
Yeah, you don't know about the recouping. Like, yo, listen, back in the, sorry to sound like the old guy. Like back in the days. But I remember they used to charge me for billboards in Japan. And I used to be like, I never asked for no billboard in Japan, and I'm paying for shit that I did in Australia, and I've never been to Australia at the time. Wow. But that's how they used to break down. Now we can see that. We can see that. So like the fact that Drake stepped up and was like, he did that Iceman shit on himself. I don't know this is for a fact. This is just me visualizing and me having the experience that I have in hip hop. I believe that he did all that on himself. And if that is possible, what you said, he got the venture capitals that came up with $2 billion. You know, Universal is a very rich company. That might not be enough or might be enough, but they'll still have something because he did something that nobody has done since Michael Jackson. And he attacked them straight up. He did something even more than Michael Jackson because Michael Jackson never named names.
Gotcha.
Drake named names. Like, I'm so scared. I don't want to name the names that he named. Like, I just fucking with you, but I'm not. But yeah, like that. It's so crazy. I've never seen this before.
Okay.
Like, and obviously, I wasn't around, and I wasn't privy to the Michael Jackson situation when you heard that he bought Sony and he owned the Beatles publishing.
Publishing
and like, you know, like all that. Like That's
masterful.
That's gangster.
That's
gangster. You know what I'm saying? Like
he did Off the Wall, right? Which did good,
right?
But at the time, like, if you wasn't in the crossover white mainstream market, they wasn't checking for you at all. So there was a time when Michael Jackson was just for a black audience, but him knowing how great a talent he is, said, "I watch this." He did the song with Paul McCartney, "The Girl Is Mine," to bring the white audience to him. That was the first single. Wasn't Beat It. Beat It was second, or Billie Jean was second. It was The Girl Is Mine. Got the jewels about publishing from Paul McCartney, and then went and bought his shit.
Dang.
That's hard. Not only his shit, the Beatles, the whole Beatles. Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah. Wow.
That's hard.
Wow. So what Drake is doing right now is...
to me, this is my opinion. I don't want to, and I don't have facts. I'm just saying this is an outsider looking in, as an insider looking out. Don't have no inside information, but the fact that he delivered 3 albums, the fact that he paid for his own promotion, this is something going against, and then the fact that he named like the executives, yo, you guys are doing this, and regardless if he was right or not, the fact that he can even make those allegations, that's going against the biggest establishment at the top of the top form. No one has never did this. No one, like I said, even when Michael wasn't naming, he was like, I got Paul McCartney's publishing, motherfucker. Like he wasn't naming motherfuckers. He was like, yo, Mike did it quiet.
Yeah.
Like no one knew until afterwards, like really, but what Drake is doing, he's doing it in public. And for artists, you know, because this is what we say as artists, and you know this, y'all both probably know this. Man, our first deal, we're gonna sign, and we're gonna take anything.
Yeah.
Because our next deal, we're gonna make it up. Drake has been dealing with that first deal from the beginning. With that first deal, because he became worth more and more and more, whereas more people would say, you got this people saying that they're involved with him, you got this people saying they're involved with him, you got these people saying that they're in the beginning of him, and there's so many, but he kept making more money that his artistry just became bigger and bigger. But you don't actually sign out of that first deal.
Dang.
That's why, like, when Hov said that, he said perpetuity. You know what perpetuity means?
Yeah, he did.
For life.
He did say
That's
that.
the real gang shit.
Yeah.
So
them deals, bro, you know when I signed my first deal.
When Drake get out of that, this would be the first time
that he's
like a major artist did it on a major way. Now what happens is this. Sorry, I want you to finish what you said. What happens is this. Now he gets out of this deal. He gives them the $2 billion or whatever. Or this establishment fighting for him not to be who he was when they was there.
Of course.
Because the one thing for sure, 2 things for certain about being on a record label is you can't give back your fame.
True.
You can't give back your fame. No matter what they did for you, they could probably try to take your riches. They could probably try to take your cars. They'll probably try to take what they own you. They can't take back the fame that they paid on you. So if they spend $2 billion on him being that famous, you don't stop being famous.
Nah, the investment's already there.
Now, do you stop selling records? That's a difference,
right?
Because there's no way you can sell the same amount of records independently that you can major. I'm not saying it's impossible, but for the vast majority, you are always a bigger star when you're on the majors. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
They have the budgets to put you in the 4 seasons. They have the budgets to fly you out to, you know what I'm saying?
BET Awards.
BET Awards. They have the budget. So ironically, this is, in my opinion, of a person who, my first album, I got jerked. So then I started to learn the business, and I started to learn. I wanted to learn everything about it. Right. I have never seen anybody do what Drake is doing right now. Like, I'm just being honest. He went against the establishment in a way where it's like some people. That's why they called him a snitch. They're like, man, you blowing it up.
Yeah,
they're like, man, you blow. He's like, there's bots here and there's this shit that, you know, might have worked for him when he not to say he's not on top.
Right.
Might have worked for him, and it's like, it's almost like being with somebody and then it don't work, and then you blowing it up like, man, this is what they did when we were together. Like, it's almost like that, but it's for himself. So who wants to be signed? Yeah, who wants to be signed to something if you can get out of it? So like I said, to reiterate that, I've never really seen what Drake is doing, and I'm sitting around close. Everyone is like kind of like mad at him and judging him. They're like, oh, you know, we don't do that in the industry, and it's like, yeah. Fuck the balance when it comes to this.
Yeah.
Go get your family. Go get, you know what I mean? Go get that money and go show that we ain't property.
Thank you.
Like we ain't property. Like nobody's contracts should say perpetuity on it.
No.
Like that means like certain contracts, that means that you can die and still not get your publishing back. Certain contracts you could die and still not get your royalties back. You know what I'm saying? Because they could say you didn't recoup.
Right.
And let's suppose like something happens and you don't have a good team, you don't have a good squad that can say, yo, let me audit them. So they can prove that I didn't pay. A lot of people don't know how to do that. You know what I mean? J. Cole did that.
Coming from our era. Our era.
Our era. Come on,
just,
bro.
Like, not to name names, but how many artists got royalties?
Yep.
Like people living off of show money, you living off advance money, you living off sponsorship deals, whatever. But you're not living off of royalties. They always figure out a way of not paying your money. Yeah.
Let me tell y'all how I got out my record deal.
Okay.
All right. I was with RCA.
Yep.
I signed. I got $60,000. That was my advance. I used to make $39,000 a year as a teacher, so I was like, man, I'm balling. You heard me? I got $60,000
in one shot.
Yeah. I didn't realize though, this is a 4-album deal.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So dang. So exactly. So halfway through me recording my first album, I was like, bro, I want to get out this deal so bad. This feel like slavery.
And this
you know
is
what
first album. You knew it before your album came out.
Before the album even came out, man, this feel like slavery, right? Dang. So now they had a new general manager who came over to the label, right? So he was over my division of RCA, and dude didn't like me from day one. I could just feel the energy, the tension. He ain't like me. So I'm like, dang, I'm trying to get out this deal. And I didn't have a good squad, but I had a good guard. Let me explain.
Okay.
So I'm like, man, I got to go on tour, right? I come out of pocket. I got tour support money built into my deal, but they take so long to get you your bread that I was like, I'm just gonna front the money for the tour, right?
I was telling that to my brother.
I'm gonna front the money for the tour. Hit me back, you heard me? Just ASAP, but hit me back with my bread, right? So the tour ends, I still ain't get my money back, right? I meet a dude out of New York. Shout out to my man Rob Love, right?
Rob Love.
Y'all know Rob? Y'all know Rob?
All right.
So Rob just randomly met me on the internet and wanted to start managing me.
Right.
So I remember meeting with him. I'm like, good dude, cool dude. Like, I like his vibe. I said, brother, this the only issue though. I'm signed in a deal right now with RCA, and the division I'm signed to, and the dude that's over that division, man, this is trash, bro. Like, I'm in a horrible situation, you heard me? Like, I'm not even excited about being an artist no more, right? So he was like, oh, who's over the division? So I told him the dude's name, who was the general manager. Rob busts out laughing on the phone. He said, man, that's my little homie. He used to intern for me when he was in college. He said, if you want to get out your deal, that's a phone call. So I said, well, look, they owe me a lot of money, too, from my tour. You could get the money back? He said, let me see. So he called dude up. They had a talk. Rob called me right back. Hey, if you want to get out the deal, I could get you out in 24 hours. Just say the word.
Let's go.
But if you want the money, they're not gonna let you go. If you want your recoup from your tour that you came out of pocket for, they're not gonna let you go. I said, man, forget that money. Let's get out that deal. Rob said, done deal, you out. And they sent me the paperwork over the next day. You heard me? So that right there, bro, that let me know, like, what's the odds that I would meet a dude who got the power to say, man, I could get you out your deal. Like, this is easy in 24 hours because the head of your label used to intern for me.
That's crazy.
That's how I know God had his hand on my journey, bro.
Yeah, I know Rob for like 35 years.
Let's finish quick time slide. So, Goody Mob or Ghetto Boys?
I gotta go boat, bro.
Okay.
I gotta go boat.
Take a shot of water.
Yeah, please let's take our little shot. Goody Mob brought that soul to Atlanta, you heard me?
Yeah.
In a real way. That soul food, that soul music. Like, Goody Mob definitely brought that. And you can't discredit the impact, the domino effect that had on the rest of the hip-hop scene, right? Ghetto Boys for Houston, specifically Willie D, that's my brother. You know what I'm saying? Man, them brothers, they brought soul to Houston to where it was gritty, but at the same time, it was like, yo, this got a message in it. This got us reflecting. And then you listen to Scarface, and Scarface will have you in your feelings, because it's like, his lyrics right there got you thinking about your life. Like, hold on, man, I got to get it together. You know what I mean? So they did something for Houston and for Atlanta that I didn't feel like we had in New Orleans. You know what I mean? Because I feel like in New Orleans, yeah, thank you, baby. In New Orleans, we had a lot of lyricists, we had a lot of aggressive music, you know what I'm saying? But in terms of that soul music that was mixed in with hip hop, I feel like, dang, we got like a gap right there, you know what I mean? And I wanted to fill that gap when I became an artist.
Nice. Okay, Kanye West or Nas?
Nas the GOAT.
Right.
So I'm going Nas.
Okay.
Nas is the GOAT, bro. Yeah.
That was easy.
Yeah.
Radio or podcast?
In 2026, I'm listening to a podcast. I didn't listen to and watch so many Drink Champs episodes. You know what I'm saying? It make this extra special, man.
Okay. MF.
And I don't like payola. And with the radio, you know, payola is a real thing.
I believe it's gotten better. Because of the bots, like you can know where the bots is now. You can know, and I believe, and I'm gonna go back into this, but I believe cities are starting to listen to their local artists. Like, I believe that I haven't been to New Orleans in a long time. But I believe there was one point where people were saying, man, New Orleans needs to sound more like New Orleans. And I believe the PDs actually listen to that. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell. But Miami has listened to that. Like, I don't know if Miami, y'all proud of y'all city. But when I listen to Miami radio now, I hear it sounds like Miami radio. So I'm proud of y'all. New York, we need a little work. It's been sounding better. Funk Flex, I respect you. I respect you stepping up. I respect him stepping up and saying, hey, man, you know what? Artists got other places they can go, but right now we need to take care of our own city, and I love that. Yeah. And I love that. I think Philadelphia is doing it. Crazy. I believe Philadelphia has stepped it up even after seeing the whole state property damn near come out with Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? Including PD Crack. I was like, oh, shit. Got to see PD Crack. And we got to see Beans and Jay together and Freeway and like, you know that
Young Chris.
Young Chris and the Young Gullers and I believe like when I see cities like starting to do that, I kind of love that. Like, and so when you said the payola thing, that the reason why I'm answering that question is because if they're supporting their same cities, that payola can't exist because they got to support what's popping in that actual city. So if you're listening to New York and you hear French Montana and Max B, and then you hear Mobb Deep and you hear DMX, that means that payola is not there. Okay. But now if you hear fucking, you know,
it sound like another city.
Yeah. I'm going to say Kendrick Lamar.
Like
Kendrick Lamar is so much global.
If you hear YK Niece, you
hear Ashtray Face. You know what I'm saying? That's from Milwaukee in New York, and it's like, wow, that's not the same thing because you ain't gonna hear a New York artist on Ashtray Face thing. So it's got as a person who knows this, it's gotten much better. And I'm talking about not just my city. I've seen it in New Orleans. I've seen it step up where it's like, and you know what? I'm sorry to be long-winded, but there was a list that came out. I don't know if you remember. There was a list that came out of all DJs that was on that payola list.
Really?
That shit has changed.
Really?
Motherfuckers was kind of embarrassed.
Wow.
Because, I mean, it was lists from like all 14 major cities.
Really?
It was New York first. I looked at the New York one. I was like, wait a minute. Holy shit, he was taking money. I could have gave him money. I'm just fucking with you, but I'm not fucking with you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's for real. But I was like,
business.
Yeah, so to reiterate what I was trying to say, cities have stepped up because cities, they're starting to have integrity. They're starting to have integrity and saying, I'm not just going to play, you know, Ashtray Face. I'm gonna make sure we got Brooklyn Ray playing in Brooklyn Ray. You know what I mean? Okay. We got Calio, Mo. He's playing on New Orleans radio. So I will give him that. I'm a little bit proud of that. Big Daddy Kane or Jay-Z?
For my era and what I grew up listening to, Jay-Z, bro. Yeah. Jay-Z. I mean, And then just to see where he's taking it beyond just music, it's like we continue to watch him evolve.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying the journey, you know, because I feel like what he's doing, and he knows it too. He knows he's chosen. So he's very intentional about saying, I can't stay still. You know, I gotta at least set the bar for other people to be able to come behind me and how you say that? Pause?
Pause.
There you go. I don't be saying.
It's interesting, right? I think Jay-Z's, if not the greatest, definitely one of the greatest rappers, MCs, lyricists to ever do it, hands down, right? Interesting. He calls himself Jehovah, though. You have a problem with that?
I don't call him Hove. Yeah, I acknowledge him as Jay-Z.
Right.
I understand that he's Sean Carter. I also understand that there's a lot of people who their persona became something that in their latter years, they're probably like, dang, I wish I wasn't that anymore. The same as N.O.R.E said, you know what? When I get on stage, certain audiences, I don't want to perform and say every word that's inside of these songs in front of this type of people. I don't want to say the N-word in front of white people.
Right.
I truly believe that...
I don't want to say that in front of black people neither, but I feel more out of place saying it in front of white people.
You feel slimy at that point. So with that being said, maybe I'm just unrealistically optimistic. You know, I see the best in people, right? Maybe I see the problems with the world, but I see the solutions in people. Yeah. And I feel like Jay-Z is somebody who...
Absolutely.
I feel like Jay-Z is somebody who doesn't think that he is the personification of God.
There you go.
You know?
Okay.
Yeah, I believe he got that frame from Rakim, who called himself the God MC, not the God. Well, he did call himself the God, but that's what he meant. And I believe Hov wanted to take something like that. Okay, hold on. Okay, MF Doom or Action Bronson?
Ooh, I'm gonna let you answer this one.
Yeah.
MF Doom.
MF Doom?
Oh, yeah, come on.
I didn't realize how mysterious MF Doom was.
Nah, he's crazy. Lyricist like par excellence, rest in peace.
All right.
Yeah, and he's KMD.
And we still don't, like, this is the realest shit. And I never want to know this answer. Never want to know this answer. I want this to be a mystery for the rest of my life. People used to say MF Doom used to do 5 shows at one time.
I heard that.
So just think about it, like, and back then, you could, I don't want to say manipulate the mics, but there wasn't no auto-tune, so it was just like, if you master this man's voice, or if you had it as a TV track, right, where his actual vocals are on there just a little bit, right, because the MF Doom comes from the real hip-hop where we perform on our live.
Yeah.
And I always, so one night, I'm in Germany, dude opens up the hotel, I don't know how we got this, but he gave us the whole hotel. And we were like, what? Like, I had never had this before, but it was cats in there, though, so it was weird. So, and then he was like, yo, MF Doom just left here. And I was like, all right, cool. And then I go out, and then they say, MF Doom just left here. And then I'm like, well, by the way, I'm like, holy shit. I said, yo, then I made a phone call or go on Twitter, whatever it was, might have been MySpace back then, and they like, oh, MF Doom just performed. And I'm like, yo,
that's dope.
How dope is this if the rap game cheated you? How dope is it for you to cheat the rap game back and they not even know it, though? Just think about it. So when I heard this, I never want to confirm or deny. I just want to ride with this movie. I just want to ride with this movie.
I got 5 bags tonight.
That's just the most genius shit. And you got to remember, other than MySpace, like I said back then, there was no social media. Like right now, if you do a show, they will ask you can't do a show in the next town for 2 weeks or whatever.
90 days.
90 days. Think about it. That wasn't existent back then.
Right.
They didn't even know that because they wouldn't even know if you left Dusseldorf, Germany, and you went to Hamburg or Frankfurt. There's no way for them to know because the word of mouth didn't travel that fast.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking like this is the most genius shit I've ever heard of, and I never want to know the truth. I want this rumor. And even if one of his friends or his family member hit me and was like, yo, N.O.R.E, that's a rumor, I'm gonna be like, I'm still riding. Like, this is dope. Okay, my bad. Okay, these are y'all got deep. Okay, X-Clan or Brand Nubian.
I'm going Brand Nubian.
Okay. We need Brand Nubian on here. We had Lord Jamal and the Doc. We need Grand Poobah.
Alamo.
Grand Poobah on Alamo. What's up, Alamo? So you will Brand Nubian?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I like this too. Malcolm or Martin?
Both.
Yeah.
Both.
Yeah.
Both. Two sides of the same coin.
Like when I said we needed both.
Yeah.
Like when you said you needed both, and I threw in another thing. I think we needed Malcolm and Martin.
Absolutely.
I think yeah.
Absolutely. We need both.
And I heard somebody else say this, but I believe in their latter years, Malcolm was becoming more Martin, and Martin was becoming more Malcolm.
Yeah.
I have no like real proof to believe that.
No, you're absolutely right.
But I believe Martin Luther became tired of switching his jaw.
He became disillusioned with the whole "I have a dream," and he was like, "Where's our reparations?
Yeah,
right.
Where's our check?"
Right.
Yeah.
And remember, and I love this part of the movie because I feel like whoever you praise, I feel like it has no religion if you're down with God. And when Malcolm see white Muslims and Asian Muslims in the holy city of Mecca,
right,
and he changed his ideology, and I don't believe he got softer. I believe he got broader light.
You know who's dangerous?
You know who's one of the worst people in the hood that will probably never change? Is that one dude that never left the hood. But all you need to take him is to down the block and let him see somewhere something else. It's not his fault. This is all he knows. He knows this 1 block radius, and that guy is always miserable. He's the guy from that goes to the beach with Timberlands on. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, bro, you can take the Timbers off, man. It's time. Like, so I believe that when Malcolm traveled, I love the rain, but not thunder. I believe his mind became like so much, and I had read the autobiography of Malcolm X by Ali Selly, and when I was locked up, but it means so much more to me now because I realized like how smart he was and how much he was leaning towards, the victory of our people. And then, like I said, Martin felt like he was done turning the other cheek at the end, like the end towards it.
For sure.
And so, we need both.
Now, iron sharpens iron, bro.
Yes.
Iron sharpens iron. So when you're around people that can broaden your perspective, but can still, I'm not trying to change you from the core of who you are. I'm just trying to help you be a better version of that, you know? And sometimes when you observe greatness in other people, they don't even have to tell you nothing. You can just look at them and be like, oh, I want to incorporate some of that into what I do.
You ever seen that documentary where I believe it was, what's the boxer? Halle Belafonte.
Oh, yeah. One night in Miami.
Malcolm and Muhammad Ali.
I don't know if that hotel exists still.
I think it's still there.
I think it's still there. I'm not sure. I think it's something totally different.
The Hampton Inn.
Okay, that's what it is now?
It's always the Hampton Inn.
Okay, it was Hampton Inn back then? Okay. But all of us at some point got to go to that hotel and pay homage. Because that was the only hotel accepting black people.
Yeah, black
and then
people.
What's his name? Frank Sinatra?
Yeah, he integrated the beach.
Yes, Frank Sinatra. Oh, you didn't know this?
No.
Frank Sinatra invited them to his show, and they were like, "We can't go." And it was like, "Why?" He's like, "Black people not allowed." So Frank Sinatra, I'm not quoting him word for word. But he was like, "Yo, if my black friends can't come, then I'm not doing the show." Yeah. And not only that, I want y'all to lift this shit. So whatever it is, whatever club that was, they lifted that black people can go there. Because it was just standard. I don't think this club was particularly racist. I believe it was just standard of Miami Beach. And then Frank went to their hotel, hung with them. Like this is like some dope shit. I didn't realize how much Frank was down with us.
Frank was really down.
I liked his music, but I didn't know like
him and Quincy Jones.
Yeah,
was real tight.
Yo, yeah.
Oh, that's fire.
Yeah. So yeah. All right. Yeah, y'all bugged out with this one. Bob Marley or John Lennon?
Oh man, give me Bob Marley, man. All day. Bob Marley.
Twice on Sunday, right?
You know what? I was gonna say this to you earlier. There's one lyric about Bob that he says, and it bugs me out how advanced he was. He said, "How long are we gonna sit around and kill our legends, our prophets, excuse me, he said, how long are we going to sit around and kill our prophets while we do nothing? Oh, yo, what year did he say that? Yo, I was like, you know, because I don't know, we're bugged out. We listen to soft music when we work out. We don't listen to no hip hop. Very seldomly we listen to hip hop. We listen to Bob Marley. We listen to like Lionel Richie. We listen to Sade. Even though we do and shit like that. Beach Boys, yeah. And that lyric always hits me. He's like, yo. He told us from back then we wasn't stepping up and holding our what did he say? Not legends, what did he say? Prophets, our prophet. He said while we stand around and look, and that lyric has never dumbed down to me. Like, it has never like gave me chills because how can his message back then still apply to now? And I'm talking, right now. This got to be 36 years. This got to be like 40 years.
Way more than that. Yeah. 50, 60 years ago.
50 years, 70. Yeah. You said?
But most of his shit is relevant. It's just timeless.
Timeless music, bro.
Okay, Ready to Die or Illmatic?
Illmatic.
Okay, yeah, me
Illmatic.
Too. Damn. Okay, Self-Destruction or All in the Same Gang?
Self-Destruction.
Okay.
Yeah,
I like Self-Destruction more.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a good one. Common or Black Thought? And you got stories of either one?
I got stories with both of them, man. Common is somebody who I've just seen him in passing. We've never had like a serious heart-to-heart talk, but I don't always need a heart-to-heart talk to still admire somebody's work. You know what I mean? And I've seen Common be consistent throughout the years since I was a little kid, man, and just always being a dude that's lyrical, but a dude that seemed comfortable in his own skin. Right. You know, like it don't ever seem like he definitely wasn't a punk because he wasn't afraid to go at Ice Cube when he had
I want to say that. I want to say you have a lot of pause. You have how to say you have a lot of common in you because you're known for being a cautious rapper, but you're known for not backing down.
Right. So I respect that about Common. And then Black Thought, man, I mean, you literally on one hand, you know, he's up there when it comes to greatest lyricists on this planet right now. Yeah. You know, Black Thought is there. And I met him before, and when I met him, it's just, man, you just be surprised, bro, at who's watching you from a distance. And I was totally shocked when Black Thought is telling me he rock with me and he support me and he a fan.
I'm not shocked.
I be shocked, brother. You know?
All right, this is a good one. Marcus Garvey or Haile Selassie?
Oh, give me Marcus Garvey.
Okay.
Yeah, give me Marcus Garvey.
That.
Yeah. I feel like Marcus Garvey, I just relate to him and I learned more about him as a kid. You know what I mean? So as a kid, he was on that list with Nat Turner. He was on that list with Harriet Tubman.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Didn't he make the black, red, and green flag? Wasn't that?
Yeah. Marcus Garvey, UNIA.
So for me, Haile Selassie, it became something where as I'm learning about Bob Marley more, I was more interested in Bob Marley first, you know what I'm saying? And then you okay, this who Bob Marley gets this from or was into. So that was my introduction. I never did a deep dive with Haile Selassie. Plus, you know, at the end of the day, I'm proud, you know, I'm a Christian.
Right.
So at the end of the day, I respect all other faiths and all other religions, but I'm Jesus.
You know that they say
I'm Team Jesus.
Haile Selassie was the only person that now I don't know if this still exists in the algorithms, but they said that Haile Selassie was the only person they could prove with bloodline to Jesus.
You serious?
No, it's Solomon.
Man, where you be?
Solomon? It was Solomon, not Jesus?
It's not Jesus.
Oh, it's not Jesus. My bad. I thought it was something. Are you sure it's not Jesus?
Yeah, that's
Solomon?
Yeah,
Okay, all right. Yeah, but they actually traced it. Whatever they said.
Which Jesus is supposed to be in the bloodline of David, who was the son of Solomon. So then it all is.
So it's right. Yeah, that's right. All right, cool. Yeah. That's why Haile Selassie is revered.
But they traced their lineage back to Queen Sheba, who was married. Menelik was her son, and then that was the offspring of.
Yeah, I love these stories, bro. I love these stories.
Interesting. I never heard that one, bro. That's why I'm kind of like.
Because you and Big Baby was arguing like, we know Jesus was black. We was like, but they showed the pictures of him being white. So that's why I was like, do you know this? Yeah,
man, no. I mean, that's propaganda to say that Jesus was white. By the way, Solomon was David's son.
Okay.
Solomon was David's son, not the other way around.
Yeah, there you go. Solomon was David's son.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, bro. I wish black people would stop getting caught up with Man, because I seen a picture of white Jesus with blue eyes, that means Christianity is just fake. It's like, no, bro. In history, we see time and time again, people will try to distort something for their own selfish purposes, right?
Yeah.
So what we see in hip hop today, we know that ain't what the forefathers of hip hop meant for it to be when they was in the Bronx and when they was coming up with it. We see that, but we don't say, man, I'm done with hip hop altogether. We just say that's not the best representation of hip hop.
Thank you.
But I'll tell you this. This is the reason why we adapt to Christianity, but it's like we on the fence too, and I explain to you why. It's a movie called Roots, and I don't know how true Roots is. I know that it's based on yes. I know it's based on the truth, but there's a part in Roots where they're coming on a boat, and they're calling each other their Muslim names or they're
just their native
their native names, and you could tell like how they were talking. That they were like saying that it was Muslim, and then in that movie, the first time you actually see Christianity introduced as a white man. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why, like, you know, us, we just was touching on this earlier. We can't look at a movie and say this.
That's just a movie.
Yeah, we can't.
That impacted me. Yeah.
Especially if it resonates to you, like, and you can relate to it. So a lot of people, they don't know that Christians was in Africa,
and they don't know that, bro. Show me in the Bible where Jesus ever went to Europe.
Right.
Not one time does it talk about Jesus going to Europe.
Right.
And that's where the white people was.
Right.
So it's like, think about that, bro. That's like,
that's real. Like, I didn't know where you was going with it. Yeah. You made that point. You landed that punchline good. All right, cool. Okay, this is a good one. Farrakhan or Clarence 13X?
I've personally spent time building with Minister Farrakhan, and
that's dope.
And have a lot of respect for that brother. I appreciate how he's poured into me and other hip hop artists. You know what I mean? And I was shocked, honestly, to see and to understand that. Last time I heard him speak, I believe he was 89 years old, and he spoke for 3 hours with no paper, no pad, no cell phone in front of him. Didn't stutter not one time. And I'm just looking around.
Amazing.
Like, is this really happening right now? Articulate, passionate, bold, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, that brother has told me how much of a supporter of my journey he is, because he's seen it from people that are close to him, and then I guess he took a personal interest in, like, wow, this is one of those shining lights in an industry where it's needed. And people try to divide us. They try to divide Muslims and Christians. They try to divide Nation of Islam, right?
Yeah.
They even try to say, Hebrew Israelites, like, and they want us, black people, they want us to be going against each other and like, 5% of so y'all we want to see y'all argue and debate rather than the 80 or 90% of stuff that we agree on, right?
Stand on
and
that.
saying like, there's so much commonalities we have. Let's build on those. Let me exude the love of Jesus, you heard me? Let you exude the love of who it is that you worship and look up to. But as a follower of Christ, I gotta love you regardless of what you are, you know what I'm saying? But as a community, we could be so much better if we chose to build on our commonalities. So when I say, man, Minister Farrakhan and my relationship with him and other Muslims and people in the N.O.R.E, it's like, brother, that's something that I'm proud to say that I'm a person that's trying to build bridges instead of just putting walls up. Yeah. And I can still build that bridge while standing on what I stand on. Nobody in this world don't doubt if Dee-1 is a follower of Christ, you know what I'm saying? But I could build with people that's not like me, and I just think that's something that our community needs
Absolutely.
a little more of.
Absolutely.
Let's Get Free or Fear of a Black Planet?
Give me, I'm only gonna say this because I feel like one helped pave the way for the other. So we're gonna go Fear of a Black Planet.
Okay.
You hear me? Yeah, because shout out to Let's Get Free, but I feel like one paved the way for the other.
Absolutely.
Okay. T.I. or Rick Ross?
T.I.
Okay.
I love you, Rick Ross.
Okay.
You blocked me on Instagram. You heard me? I don't know why. Like, why did you block Dee-1 on Instagram? You heard me? Yeah, Rick Ross, bro, we overdue for a conversation. And I'm real cool with one of Rick Ross's OGs, my brother Papa Zoe, down here in Miami. You feel me? Rick Ross, brother, I love you, bro. I don't want you to become a prisoner to your own persona. You feel me? The boss, the biggest, We get it. But at the same time, it's a lot of growth that you're missing out on because you feel a need to have to be in character all the time. You feel me? I know you have hard times. I know that there's things that you struggle with, but you just exude this aura of you got it all together, and people be catching you in your lies. Like in your interviews, they be catching you in your lies. I just watched the interview. Oh, did you get your name from Freeway Ricky Ross? He don't want to answer that question. Bro, of course you got your name from Freeway Ricky Ross. It's just like, brother, life is just easier when we could be like,
the truth is the truth.
Yeah, man, the truth will set you free. None of us is perfect, you know what I'm saying? We all done made mistakes, but I love Rick Ross. With all that being said, man, I love him. We gotta have a conversation eventually. T.I., I gotta give T.I. the nod in that one. My first deal was with Grand Hustle Management.
Wow.
I was signed to Grand Hustle Management, Jason Jeter, you hear me? Okay. That was my manager. I went on my first tour with Young Dro, Killer Mike, and a group called Pac Div. So I was the opener on that tour. We was all sharing a tour bus. Dee-1, Young Dro, Killer Mike, and Pac Div. Crazy.
Great conversations, huh?
Me and Killer Mike, every day, I would just go sit in the front next to him because I knew he would just tell me stories. And I just wanted to soak this knowledge up. I'm fresh off of being a middle school teacher, you know what I mean? T.I. was in jail at the time, right? So I never met T.I. during that period. But recently, man, T.I. started following me on Instagram and we started building in the DMs and everything. And once again, I was like, dang, it mean a lot that somebody who I have been influenced by thinks highly of me and I didn't even know it, you know what I mean? So a lot of this, bro, I'm still that kid in New Orleans who got stolen cable, you know what I'm saying? So we got cable, we got BET because we got stolen cable, MTV, The Box, you know what I'm saying? And I'm still that dude that's like, man, that's Juvenile from Off the Box. Man, that's BG from Uptown, from VL, man, that's T.I. And now that I'm in circles with these people, and not having to compromise who I am, but able to build constructively with them, I'm grateful.
It's a beautiful thing. All right, we're going to get back into we'll do one more, then we'll get back into the interview. It's my favorite question to ask. Loyalty or respect?
Neither one. Purpose. Before loyalty or respect, you need purpose. Because when you know your God-given purpose, it makes you want to make sure that people respect you for being the best version of who you are. People in this world will respect you for being a version of you that the devil is proud of. You don't want to be respected for being a clown. You don't want to be respected for being a crash out, right? And loyalty, when you know your purpose, then you know the difference between loyalty, because loyalty is cool, but blind loyalty makes you a fool.
Yep.
We got too many people that hear that word loyalty and they're like, bet, I'm just loyal by any means necessary, just whatever. I'm just loyal till the death of me. And that blind loyalty has literally made you into a fool. But loyalty, when it's underneath the umbrella of purpose, is something to where you're like, hey, I only want you to be loyal to me if I'm exuding the best version of who I am. If I'm leading y'all down the wrong path, don't be loyal to me. Let me crash out on my own. You know what I mean? And sometimes being loyal to me is stepping away from me temporarily until I get my mind right. And then loving me from a distance. So I say purpose before loyalty or respect.
I respect that. So in a perfect world, what would you hope hip hop improves on? Like from here on out?
I don't want us to glorify murder anymore. And make it sound cool to go around. Can we at least start off with not glorifying murder, right? Not sliding on your ops, not bragging about all the people you killed, even though a lot of y'all lying. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Not doing that. Number two, making it sound cool to either be a drug addict or a drug dealer. We to the point where we got people who brag on how much they were selling cocaine to their own community for, right? How much the coke prices was, and they brag on this stuff. We got interviewers who be like, hey man, give me your top 5 cocaine rappers of all time. The joke is on us. That sounds extremely deplorable. That makes us sound horrible when we're talking about this stuff in a way like it's cool. You know what I mean? Y'all must have never had an uncle that was on dope like me. Y'all must have never had the neighbor live across the street. And my mama is like, oh yeah, you know Mr. Lloyd from across the street, that's him on Cops right now, on the TV show Cops. You know what I'm saying? And I'm seeing he tweaked out on Cops, you know what I mean? Man, it's my neighbor, man. I love this man. Like, so that stuff ain't cool to hear that glorified in rap. Let's stop glorifying murder, stop glorifying drug usage and drug dealing. Let's stop the glorification of disrespecting women. Like disrespecting women, blatantly disrespecting women, right? I'd like to see that stop. And then fourth, I would like to see slut rap cease to exist. Slutty rap is when you are glorifying going out here and, oh, I'm only smashing if you paying, you heard me? Oh, I got all these different dudes on my roster. Oh, just talking about your WAP. You know what I'm saying? And you think about the people who made the song WAP. You know, who that was? Cardi B?
And Meg Thee Stallion.
You see how that turned out for her with that WAP?
Oh, no.
Yeah, I mean, look, like, did it allow her to keep a man? You feel me?
Okay.
Like
Thompson.
Yeah, Meg Thee Stallion. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay. With Klay Thompson.
So it's like I would just like to see that cease to exist as far as glorifying that stuff. And I'll tell you this, don't get mad at me because I've been saying it, but Jay-Z just said it too. We need to stop battling each other in hip hop. Battle rap is a subgenre. That's its own thing. But battling each other in hip hop and making it seem like it's a blood sport and it's meant to be competitive. No, art is not meant to be competitive. Art is meant to be as creative as you can be. Now, inevitably, the people are gonna compare and be like, oh, whose verse is better, N.O.R.E's verse or Dee-1's verse, even though they're on the same song. But as the creators, we gotta have the fortitude to say, we're not gonna let them people divide us. Because unfortunately, comparison is the thief of joy.
Yeah.
And now you got people who do songs together who is like, dang, how they end up beefing? They just did a song. They did an album. They were in a group together. But it's because that spirit of competition got ingrained in the creativity. And next thing you know, we men at the end of the day. Man, if everybody on the song who listened to it talking about, man, N.O.R.E killed Dee-1 on there, it's inevitable that I'm gonna be like, I feel a way, you know what I'm saying? And we supposed to actively fight against that, bro. That's our ego talking. You feel me? So I would like to see that spirit of battling each other in hip hop cease to exist. So that's the top 5. Stop glorifying murder, stop glorifying drug dealing and drug use, stop glorifying the disrespect of women, stop glorifying slutty rap, and stop with the competitive, beefed out nature of hip hop.
I love that.
Yeah. Is that?
I love that.
Serious question. Do you feel like that's asking too much?
I feel like it's not asking for too much. I feel like it's a work in progress. It's like something like, you know, it takes a person like you to put it out there for people to even know that that's a problem. You know what I mean? Like some people live in certain parts of the world where they live in their own world. You know what I mean? Like I sometimes don't even touch my phone. Like how I told you, I seen a fight, and I sometimes, because I don't want to live in this. I don't want to be a slave to Instagram. Like I go to use the bathroom on purpose without my phone sometimes, and I get a whole bunch of because it's just like you know, you go to the bathroom, you look at one thing, and you stay there, you wind up being there, and
doom scrolling.
And you wind up being there, and you really was in the bathroom just on your gram. You really wasn't even there handling your business. So like a lot of people say to me, and I say to them, I'm fasting. A lot of people don't know what I mean is I'm fasting from this. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like because this shit just fucks me up. So yeah, man, I respect everything you said, man. I respect this. Respect this conversation. I mean, I could have smoked, but I didn't want to smoke. I didn't want to drink. I wanted to do this shit, like, because I want this shit to come from my heart, because this is the person that I am. You know what I mean? But I don't know how to fully be that person, but I'm a work in progress as well. You know what I'm saying? But I know this message has to be come across. It can't. And so for sharing my platform, I know you thanked me, but I'm thanking you. You know what I'm saying? I'm thanking you for you doing your job, you being in the algorithms, and you not being scared to go against the grain, because that's what you're going against. Even for the people that's with you, it's just like, this is so unpopular and you're the first one. So it's never really like, the first one never really gets the accolades and the props and all this. So, but it's something that's necessary. You know what I'm saying? It's something that's necessary, and it's something that you're doing a great job. And I'll let you know, like, you know, most of these people support you. Are they supporting you up front. Some are scared to. Mm-hmm. Some are and don't know it. And some, like, by liking the picture to a certain degree, that to a person, like, they think that's support. Like, I remember that I don't live in this world, but a person was like, "Man, you know, you didn't like my picture." I'm like, "For real? I thought I did." And it's like that means certain things to certain people, like, and that might be a simple way of people trying to support you by just simply liking your picture. And again, I think that you're one of the first. You're one of the first to do it like this, and then one of the first to do it as a performer, and do it as like an artist, and do it as an activist, a teacher. I know the awards you won and all that. Like, you're one of the first. So like, I'm not saying you are frustrated, but don't get frustrated when you give your message and you know your message is right, but people ain't gravitating towards it the way you want it, because we got to realize. The same way we deal with smart people, there is people who exist who don't want to change, right? But they're usually not around the people who do want to change, but sometimes they are. And trust me, it is way more easier to flood a person's mind with negativity than it, because it's more attractive. Like I said, like, I watched one little fight on Instagram. My whole shit changed to Instagram. If you go watch one little thing on about a stripper, all the strippers is just gonna come up on your shit. Like and then it's like, what I'm saying is, it's hard. You know what I'm saying? So like, so what I had to do, like, this is funny. The other day, I don't like posting me running. I don't like saying that I'm running. I don't like telling them that. But in order to change my algorithms, I had to post it. It was so bad. Like, it was so bad that I had to go in and say, I did this amount of running and this amount of running. I don't want everybody to know that. I didn't, but for me to control my space, literally my space, like I had to post positivity for that positivity to come. So sometimes you got to put that shit out in the air. You know what I'm saying? But like, my dumb ass, somebody sent me one fucking post, and my whole shit was hood fights. How the hell hood fights keep popping up on my shit? I don't want to watch no goddamn hood fights. Right. And then I did watch one or two of those. And it changed my whole shit. I regretted that shit so much. I regretted that 15 seconds. But like, yeah, for real. But so like my point is, man, keep throwing that positivity out in the world. And this will come back, man. This will come back. It will resonate with people, even if it's taking a little longer than expected. It will eventually work, because first off, if you in a rap game, I know we starting with the rap game. If you're in a rap game and you signed the contract or you a part of it, it's you know that a lot of these things that we're a part of is a part of the algorithms that was out before us. Right now, whether we participate in it or not, that's on us. But so I just want you to know, man, you're doing the right thing, man. If you ever needed to hear that, that's why I wanted to give you your flowers. I wanted you to know how important you are, and how not to just this show and this culture, but how important you are to life. You know what I'm saying? Man. We can't gatekeep you and be like, yo, you just hip hop. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit, man, motherfucker, if Alicia Keys and Tiana Taylor need you out in R&B, you have to be for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You got to be for everybody. You got to be. And shit, people might need you in other coaches. People might need you in F1. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit got nothing to do with us. It's fucking fast cars. But if they need that word, then you gotta be able to commit it. And that's why I said, like, I love you addressing JD, and I love you addressing the certain things and saying, I still love them. You know what I'm saying? It's just certain things. And I just want you to that's my only advice, like, because I think you're doing everything good. Is like, certain times when you critique somebody, like a person, I believe this is the old school saying, I would rather you speak to me than speak at me. You know what I'm saying? And some people can't take it like that. Just think about it. I ain't been challenged in 15 years. And then we got a young brother saying, hey man, you could do better.
I love you though. Yeah, I love you. But like, no, you don't love me.
They just hearing, yo, man, this guy said this, and that. So I wanted to give you your flowers. So is there anything else you wanted to say before we get up out of here?
Man, if I could just let people know how they could support me.
Yes, let's go.
That would be powerful.
Please.
All right, so number one, I'm on my 15th album right now, bro.
Man.
Yeah, thank you, bro. Thank you. It's called The Shift.
Okay.
Because the shift is here. You heard me? It's happening. It's in front of us. A shift is happening right now. I'm doing this album. Oh, it's 100% independent. It's so independent that I'm doing it like this. I'm allowing my fans to go name their own price for the album, right?
Wow.
I like that.
Yeah, so I've done this before, but on this album, we got a goal. We want 10,000 people to get the pre-order for the album. And you can name your own price from $1 on up to $1 million, whatever level you want to support on, right?
What other artists did that?
Russell.
Russell,
yeah. So I've been doing this since 2022, but now I got more eyes on me than ever. So I'm letting people know the shift is out. The goal is to get 10,000 artists. Like you said, people feel like they're supporting you if they like your picture or if they follow you online, right? But as soon as you tell them, hey, go support my album, name your own price.
Yes.
Oh man, and it's harder. Right now, at the time of this recording, we have sold 1,189 pre-orders, but we're trying to get to 10,000.
Right.
So we got a long ways to go. I want to hit that goal because I want to prove to the young artists coming up that there's a demand for realness. You know what I mean? Just like it meant a lot for me to be on Drink Champs and get my flowers today. When an artist sees, they're like, dang, you could not compromise your morals and you could sell 10,000 units pre-order? That's big. So The Shift, that's the new album. People could go on Bandcamp, you know what I mean?
And it's out now?
No, it's available for pre-order.
Okay.
So when you pre-order, when you pre-order it, you get 5 tracks instantly off the album.
Okay.
And then you get the rest of the album when it drops.
Okay,
right?
nice.
I want to get to 10,000 before I drop the full album. So please, if you're listening to this and you like anything we said today, man, go whatever level you want to support on. I made it easy, you know what I mean? From $1 on up, support, get The Shift, right? That's the soundtrack to this movement, right? So we got that. I got my podcast. By the time this drops, my podcast will be out. We already filmed 10 episodes for the podcast. Oh, yeah. Yeah. The podcast is called The Shift as well. It's called The Shift. Yep, got amazing people on there. I got to get you on there. Yeah. So that's easy. And matter of fact, shoot, I gotta get a song with you.
Oh, I'm in. I'm in.
Yeah. Because you are part of The Shift.
Yes.
You turned me up when you met me, bro.
Yes.
Like that day at Art Basel, you turned me up when you met me, bro, because of how you poured into a younger brother. Thank you for that.
Yeah, I appreciate
From
that.
the bottom of my heart. So I got the album, The Shift. I got the podcast, The Shift. I got the Platinum Pledge, which is simply asking people to go to my website, Dee-1music.com, DEE, the number 1, music.com. The Platinum Pledge is just people taking 2 seconds to sign the pledge that I made that says, hey, I no longer want to create, consume, or promote hip-hop music that's glorifying murder, drug dealing, drug use, and disrespecting women. You heard me? We got almost 100,000 people signed the Platinum Pledge so far.
Wow.
So I need people to go to my website, sign the Platinum Pledge.
That's fine.
And other than that, bro, two last things. One is I had to expand my little territory from just rapping and let me see. Oh, I must have forgot it. Oh, there you go. I wrote a hip hop children's book. You heard me? Yeah. So it's an anti-bullying hip hop children's book. You know, my real name is David. So it's called David Found His Slingshot. When I was in kindergarten in New Orleans, true story, I used to get bullied every day by this big, huge dude, right? Turns out, me and my bully had something in common, and it was hip-hop, our love for hip-hop. After we realized that, I can't give the whole book away, but once we realized that we did something, and we went from bullies to he is my best friend to this day, 30 years later. So I wrote a book about it to teach our next generation how to build bridges with one another, even though you might have some differences. David found his slingshot because your slingshot is a metaphor for the gift that God gave you. When you find your slingshot, you're supposed to use your slingshot to defeat the Goliaths in your life.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Love it.
So that's on my website as well, D1music.com. Yeah. So I got that. And the last thing, bro, that's the most important thing that anybody could do to support me, man. Just keep me in your prayers. Literally, keep me in your prayers. And honestly, pray for me that I'm the best version of who God called me to be. But then the real best way that you can support me is to challenge yourself to be the best version of who you were called to be. You know what I mean? And that being said, bro, none of this is scripted or planned. It's cool if I say a little prayer right now?
Go ahead, please.
Yeah?
Please.
Believe that. Father God, We come before you right now knowing that we were all meant to be here. We are all your children, God. And your children all have a task that you've assigned to us. We can't find our purpose as the creation if we disconnected from the creator. You invented us, so we got to tap in with the inventor. That's you. Lord, bless us to self-reflect and look within and ask, what gifts have I been given? What passions do I have? What can I do to make this world a better place? Lord, when we self-reflect and we block out the money, we block out the attention, we block out the dopamine, Lord, I feel like you could really speak to our hearts and humble us. Allow us to realize we all on the same level, the same plateau. Lord, you've called us to be each other's teammates in this thing called life. We don't wrestle against flesh and blood. Ain't no other rapper our ops. Ain't no other podcast host our ops. You hear me? All the smoke. Nah, we don't want all the smoke with nobody. We want all the smoke with the devil. Because it's evil spirits and principalities that work through people. It ain't the people themselves that we at war with. So Lord, humble us. Lord, allow us to cherish this time. We don't know how long we got here on earth, Lord. But I thank you for this exact moment. Thank you for N.O.R.E, because N.O.R.E changed my life. And I mean that, God. You know I'm standing on that. And bless everybody that's going to ever watch this so that they could strive to be just a little better because of what they experienced on this podcast. And I ask this profusely and profoundly and passionately in your son, Jesus' name. Amen.
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 You gonna take a picture? And then you gotta do drops.
Let's get it.